on the outside looking in, and I wanna be back on the inside. I don't wanna be left on the outside, all alone. All alone.
With beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. Rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets.
Golden. Antara
I'm on the outside looking in, and I wanna be back on the inside. I don't wanna be left on the outside, all alone. All alone.
Discussing that heat in the street. Hey, we got just what you need on vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. Rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. Vitamin G.
On the outside looking in, and I wanna be back on the inside. I don't wanna be left on the outside, all alone. All alone. On the outside looking in, and I wanna be back on the inside. I don't wanna be left on the outside, all alone. All alone.
With beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. Rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets.
On the outside looking in, and I wanna be back on the inside. I don't wanna be left on the outside, all alone.
Vitamin G, got what you need. Vitamin G, got what you need.
All alone.
Vitamin G. Try to run the town. Tell them no duck when they hear that sound. How they gon' come up now? Heavy as the head that'll wear that crown. I'm going pound for pound. And if it's by smoke, then we talk all of that. From an ounce to a pound. Check it, they biting this now. Cause my drip right out the sea. How could they be? Give me a couple of rounds. Cause I'm a beast when I'm on vitamin G. You see, they start crumbling now. Mad struck, start mumbling now. Get the gist, I ain't reaching for cloud. Plot twist, I'm the one with the keys. Clock glitz, know they look how I freeze. Different continents, I be torn. We living life, making yours look boring. See, we win at the end, it's a spoiler warning. Cause I keep heating up, I might blow the whole planet. They calling me toxic like global warming. But they keep tuning in once again and again. I'm the one at the top, just a formal warning. Truly, I'm De Niro when it come to movies. Get De Niro, entertain the groupies. Habanero if you come pursue me. But I hop on the gang, too busy rolled up whenever my girl getting moody. Link up with the gang, we all go insane. Catching them bills on the duty. I'm the stick, see, I'm locked in. Bought a box, I was like 10. Back then, used to box, nowadays they ain't throwing hands. Mama said we got more advanced. One thing about me, I adapt, bought a Glock fin. Keep me safe from the block in. The game kept me off the block. Ain't got flex about looting my Ruger. I can shit on you with my computer. See, my graphics card costs more than your damn job can afford to pay you. And my monitor, big as hell, detail, so I can see when I spray you. To reload the clip and record the clip is go all say to that SSD. Know a whole lot of trill game heads like me wanna see tuned into that VGP.
Take over the west and the east, and we got just what you need on vitamin G.
Oh, wrong one. God damn it. It's your boy Dante Crisis here with your weekly dose of vitamin G. And with me today are the sages of Hyrule. First of all, the sage of the Forest Temple, Mr. Nappy Senshi. How are you today, my guy?
Oh, Forest Temple. Okay, I'll take that. I'm doing good.
You are raised in a hidden village in the hood.
Yeah. Yes, I am. It's always good in the hood. So I have been finishing up the review on the Victrix VFG controller. I know it's been a long time, but it was very interesting. I enjoy using this controller, but now I have come to a conclusion to wrap up my video for this controller. Also, at the same time as wrapping up my conclusion with that controller, I got sent another controller from Big One. So this is now Big One's new controller called the Big One Blitz controller. Their motto is Blitz Your Mind. I don't know what that means. It's for the Nintendo Switch and for PC. It is wireless. It has 2 back buttons and 2 extra side buttons here, and it's all mechanical keys. So that's another controller on the list of controllers I have to review. And also, not a controller, but something I have to review: a motorcycle backpack with eyes. I do not own a motorcycle, but I like the backpack, so I'm just reviewing it.
Honestly, you could use that as a good hardcover to like get some foam in there, some shaped foam and stuff like that. You could use that as like a carry case for PC components or a console.
Yeah, I could. That's one thing. It is a hard shell too. So yeah, backpack with eyes. I got to review that.
Show them the Sharingan eyes. That's
dang.
God damn, Omar.
Okay. All right. While I'm pulling that up, also as far as video games, I played Jedi Survivor. I have beaten the game. I have to say that I love the combat. I love all the fighting stances. I actually really, really enjoy the story. The open worlds are great. It's actually overall a fun game when it's running properly. Oh my god, man, was that game terribly optimized. But it's just like the game is so good, but it's so terribly optimized.
Yeah. There is So in the sorry, I know, but like I have one pervading theory on why the performance on console is terrible as well.
Why is that?
Because as Digital Foundry pointed out, even in performance mode, they have ray tracing on.
Yes, I don't know why ray tracing is on. Actually, I don't even know why the game's open world. Like the open world is cool, but it didn't add much as I thought it would add. Like it could have been. It didn't have to be open world. So I'm. It's such a good game. Such a good game. Such a great story. It's just you don't need. It doesn't. It's just the performance. It's like one of those disappointments. So I don't know. I already finished it. I beat the game. I enjoy it. I say get the game when it's on sale and when they start patching it out. Because I even got the day one patch and that actually introduced new issues. So, but yeah, that's pretty much about it as far as gaming and backpack. I don't know. I call this the Sharingan backpack. I'll probably hang this in my background as I'm doing podcasts from now on. So you guys can fall under Genjutsu and go join the PC Master Race.
Bro, you know what you need to do? You need to you need to turn off this Discord background thing. And you just need to have like the backpack and a bunch of controllers just on your wall, like shelves of controllers, and just flex.
Yeah, I was about to do. I got too many controllers. I'm at 52 now. I got so many controllers. Should probably start giving some away.
All right. Well, next we have the Sage of the Fire Temple, Mr. Jubei Sensei. What you been up to, my guy? And I say he's the Sage of the Fire Temple because he's always up in smoke whenever we need him.
I thought he was already there, but that fuck.
Yeah, Jubei, you there, buddy?
I got a flow going. I can't just move on to the Water Temple because, I need the Fire Temple done. I need the Fire Temple completed, motherfucker. Get your ass back here.
Wait, if I'm the water, give me.
And you're botting like a motherfucker, Omar.
Me?
Yeah.
I'm botting?
Yeah, you were botting.
Okay, second.
God fucking damn it. So I've got to skip the Fire Temple and the Water Temple because the Water Temple's botting like a motherfucker. Okay, next is the Shadow Temple, Mr. Zero. How are you today, my guy?
Oh, nice. I get the Shadow Temple. I was secretly hoping for the fire because the Bordello of Fire is like a fucking bop. But that's okay. I am doing good, man. Good to be here. Finally, I've completed Bravely Default 2. It is an absolute delightful little JRPG. I highly recommend it. It is not doing a lot, but what it does very well. So I am off and on preparing myself. I think I'm gonna run the ending of Breath of the Wild one more time just to reacclimate myself with everything that's going on. Because I will be getting Tears of the Kingdom day one. And then that will be pretty much what I'm playing from here on out. On top of that, though, playing Apex Legends. New season is going to drop tomorrow, May 9th, with new hero Ballistic, new battle pass. I'm very excited for it. Ballistic looks absolutely awesome. He can carry 3 weapons. He can overload other people's weapons. He looks pretty cool. Outside of that, Yakuza 2, still making my way through the entirety of the Yakuza series. Finished the first one, on to the second one. Second one's taking me a bit longer because it is all in Japanese, so that means I have to actually actively pay attention to what's happening. So that's a little challenging, at least for me. But outside of that, that's it, man.
All right, cool.
I'm back.
Okay, onto the Sage of the Water Temple, Mr. Omar.
Nah, it's the electricity temple. If that exists.
What?
Does electricity exist or no?
No, there is no electric temple.
No.
Oh, boo. Too bad. Okay, then water temple it is. Yeah. Okay, so a few things. One, I platinum a game called Fallen Order.
I actually think that his PC is overheating. His laptop has to be overheating because there is no way he's botting this.
Am I botting?
He's botting again. It's not me, is it? It's not just me, because if it's me, I'd rather someone speak up.
No, I can hear it too.
Yeah.
I can hear him.
Well, until Omar fixes himself, might as well move on, old fearless leader.
Yeah. Jubei.
You alive?
Earth to Jubei.
After all those crushing defeats I handed him in DBZ, I imagine he just doesn't want to.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard he's not been having a good time on anything like Street Fighter, Tekken. Like he's been getting crushed. Even in football, he's there we go. We talk shit. He finally shows up.
Even in Yu-Gi-Oh, like man's deck is getting
Excuse
smashed.
me?
There we
Excuse
go.
me?
Oh, so now he's talking.
Now he pays the fuck attention.
I have it on good authority that Zero is a third-rate duelist with a fourth-rate deck. I don't want to hear that shit. Anyways,
you know what I want to hear? I want to hear from the Sage of the Fire Temple about his intro and what he's been playing. So fucking get on with it, Jesus! I had to badmouth you just to get you to pay attention.
Can you guys hear me?
And he's fucking gone again. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, he's gone. Can you hear me? Hello?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Can you hear me,
yeah.
Ruben?
Fuck hell, it's like it's fucking Metro.
I can
Dante,
hear both
can
of
you
y'all.
hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. It's fucking Metro PCS
Yeah.
in here. Can you hear me now?
There's a lot of. I think there is Discord issue because Dante.
I mean- I'm on my phone and I can't see anybody's video, so
I'm on my laptop.
chicken.
Yeah, go ahead, Jubei. Do your fire thing, then I will do my water thing.
Yeah. So yeah, I've been Fallen Order to try to get through that so I can start the new one. And playing Redfall. I think I have like 25 hours in that game now. Kind of crazy. Was
Wow.
not expecting to put any
Did you
kind
play
of
by
time.
yourself?
I have been playing solo. Yeah, I played co-op. I've played with more than one person. I'm trying to get 4 so I can get like the trust achievements and shit because I can't do that by myself. But everything else I can.
Is he
Yeah.
a little bit cutting up?
Yes.
Yeah, he's a
Okay.
little bit.
All right.
Ooh.
How about now?
You're fine.
Still.
So how is the? Oh no, I can't. It's not general discussion yet. Go ahead.
Yeah. When we get to general discussion, I'll talk about that. That's literally all I've been playing. I just had my orientation for work today, so
Which is why you're on your phone.
so nonsense. But here we are. I'll be home soon, so it's no worries.
Yeah, I'm
Um,
gonna hold you to that.
Yeah, I'll be home soon. Y'all fine.
Yeah.
By the time I have to yell at Omar for a topic, I'll be home. So
Yeah. Thank God these headphones have a volume meter so I can turn you fuckers down and just zone you out. Alright, Omar. Oh!
I'm not
Oh!
yelling today. I'm going to speak extremely calmly.
You should-
Okay, I'm not
Bullshit.
trying to raise blood pressure
Ah,
over stuff that I know I'm right about.
Okay.
So
Okay. Omar, give us your fucking intro now because I still gotta go
Okay,
to Farrell who
so-
just showed up late.
Okay, so like you, Bay, I played Fallen Order and I got the platinum in it, and it was a good game. But when you play Jedi Survivor, which I started, it blows it away with the improvement. Jedi Survivor, I'm still in the first real planet of the game, and that shit, the first planet alone, blows the entire first game away. Like it's night and day, and I'm very happy that EA is learning and adapting and actually want to improve the storytelling and team player and combat and everything like that. Other than that, I started a game called Dodgeball Academia or Dodgeball Academy, and it's a fun, quirky indie game where you play dodgeball with your friends. They have you guys all have superpowers, and there is no voice acting in it, but there is fourth wall break, and it's hilarious. Main character is a little bit bland, but the side character, everything on one of them is unique and funny and entertaining. But yeah, that's about it.
Alright. And next on the Sage of the Spirit Temple, Mr. Farrell Bazaar. What have you been up to, my guy? And yes, that was deliberate that you get the Spirit Temple, which happens to be in the desert because of your name. Yeah, Spirit Temple. Yeah. It was your intro.
You really had to explain the joke, eh?
Yes, I really did. You have any idea how many fucking morons there are out there that have never played Ocarina of Time?
Gen Z, basically.
Pretty much.
Hello, you here?
I swear to God, y'all motherfuckers. y'all fucking motherfuckers got 40 minutes goddamn notice that we were going to go live. You got an extra 10 minutes, and you ain't fucking here to give your goddamn intros. I swear to God, why do I even fucking bother? I'm losing my sodding mind right here.
You really do. It's
Needs a cup of
entertaining.
tea.
Nappy, that now is the time to pull up some entertainment to distract Dante. Because he needed right now.
It's okay. We're gonna.
I'm already pissed that fucking 4090 went up to 2,200 fucking pounds already. Listen, I don't need this. And he's
Okay.
deafened himself. He's fucking deafened himself.
Put him in an infinite Tsukuyomi so he can calm
I'll
down
send
a
this
little
fucker
bit.
to the Shadow Realm is what I'm gonna fucking do.
I'm trying. It's not working. He's
Fair enough.
not looking.
Hey, I'm sorry,
but-
I had some technical issues.
Hey, he's back.
But yeah, I've been busy. I've been playing games. Almost done Hi-Fi Rush. Say I got like one more boss to go, maybe two, and I'll be done that game.
How is it?
Yakuza Like-
Oh, never mind.
I love it. It's a really good game. My only issue with Hi-Fi Rush is that you can only move at one speed. So like, well, other than that, it's like that's like a very minor issue. But other than that, the game's great. I wish you could like just run from point to point a little bit faster, especially when you're exploring. But other than that, cool.
All right, cool. And now for me, the Sage of the Light Temple. What have I
You
been-
lie?
Word what?
I am the whitest mother. Look, I am the whitest motherfucker here. I am the most Caucasian. I look like I have been dipped in mayonnaise. Light reflects off of me and back to the sun itself. Of course, I am the Sage of the Light Temple. Fuck.
Light and white are two different things, but go
That's
ahead.
a lie. That is a lie. If you stick me in a fucking dark room, you can spot me from a mile away.
So you
Okay, go ahead.
based
Yeah.
on race. Okay, I got the Shadow Temple. Pharaoh got the
Spirit
Desert
Temple.
Okay, Spirit Temple, which is in the
listen,
desert.
it's all.
Mm.
Listen, all these names were picked deliberately. Nappy got the Forest Temple because he's raised in the village in the hidden in the hood. Jubei got the Fire Temple because he spits hot tracks. Omar got the Water Temple because nobody likes him.
Okay.
Wow.
You got the Spirit Temple because somehow I just got this damn feeling that you are the creepiest motherfucker here. Don't ask me why. And Pharaoh got the Spirit Temple because his name is Pharaoh. And who?
Oh, hold up. Are you talking about one of the worst levels, that water level?
Yes, he's talking about
Fuck
the
you,
water temple
Dante.
level.
Go ahead.
Hey,
No, I get
I'm
it.
sorry,
I never
I'm sorry.
played this
Wasn't
game.
this the same man who turned around and said, "Dude, I really need to explain the joke when it came
Yeah,
to
no.
Pharaohs"?
I know how infamous that level was, but I never knew that it was this game. But okay, fine.
It is
Go ahead,
Ocarina
Dante.
of Time. Yes, it is Ocarina of Time. Fucking goddamn it.
I just put 2 by 2 together when you said nobody likes it. I'm like, let me think. Oh shit, fuck you, Dante.
I
Okay,
know,
and
I'm
light.
awesome.
Why are you light?
What? I'm light because I'm the content that keeps getting. I'm the content that got cut from the fucking game. That's what I am.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
everybody keeps cutting me off. You cut me off.
Okay.
Jubei cuts me off. The only person who don't fucking cut me off is Nappy and Zero.
So you're basically DLC.
I'm basically
Paid DLC.
DLC. I'm the guy that came after the fact. Anyway,
Oh,
what
no,
have I been
okay.
up to? I've been playing some Red Faction. I have been playing some Saints Row 4 co-op. I've been playing some Call of Duty Black Ops 3 Zombies today. And I have also been playing some Crusader Kings 3 because I'm slowly getting back into the duel of wanting to conquer the fucking world again, as any white man wants to do. Aside from that, I have a new microphone. It finally came after being delayed twice. Amazon gave me my goddamn replacement. It came, it's here. How does it sound to everybody in the chat while I give you shout outs? What's up, Joster? How are you, Tiffany? What up, Ali? How are you today? And what's up, Michael Rexecutioner?
Is it me or does he not sound any different from OG Mike?
That's a good
No,
thing.
his
Yeah, he
might
sound
sound the
great.
same.
It's
I'm
He
sorry.
sounds the
All
same.
I heard was he served.
Yeah, you sound great.
Thank you.
Yeah, I didn't notice a difference. You probably
Yeah, he sounds normal. Yeah.
Well, then that's a good thing. That's a good thing because that's what I want. Because I spent 8 to 9 hours over the weekend trying to get this microphone setting set properly in G-Hub.
Okay.
Have fun. That's
It
not
has
fun,
been the
but-
most torturous fucking experience I've ever been through.
Yeah,
I
setting
thought
up
maybe
mics
you would your mic quality would get better because you got a different mic.
So here's the thing you need to remember. The Blue Snowball microphone had presets. It had 3 settings. This has all of the settings. Like it has the gain on here. It has 3 different modes it can go into. It has G-Hub software that it can go through, like the gains, output volume. Like it has all of the accoutrements that anybody would want. The fact that I got it sounding like the original is a step in the right direction.
Because this is what you wanted. Gotcha.
Yeah, because, I mean, here's the other thing as well, which is really fucking great and you're absolutely going to love. Omar?
I've come from the planet Vulcan and I've come to probe you. That.
Okay, that's funny.
Oh wait, so we're using voices now? Ooh, let me get my voice back out.
Welcome to the VGP podcast.
That's dope. I want
right.
a podcast doing with this voice. Oh man, if we can do it for everyone, that would be entertaining as heck.
I wish
All
I
right,
could.
turn on my voice mod.
But now it is time for
general discussion. Ladies and gentlemen, prepare yourselves. It is time to talk about what
You-
we really want to talk about.
You sound
now
very
you-
low. You
Yeah, when you switch
were
it-
low.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
when you switch-
that's what
when you
some of
switch
them
to other
do.
voices.
Yeah, that's what some of them do. But yeah,
Nobody
no,
heard anything.
nobody heard anything.
Because it
I
was
heard him a
low.
little bit. It got low.
It
I
is
heard it a
low.
little bit more.
All right, no man, I'm done fucking around with it. Okay, anyway, that's it. I'm getting a blue Yeti. Prepare yourself for the headache, because I mean, with this, like, no joke, with this headset, and there's Kofi. What would Kofi be? Oh, he's Ganondorf. He's Ganondorf. He's the final boss. Yeah, no, like the input gain on this microphone is at fucking 10.
Okay.
That's insane. Anyway, before we go to general discussion, Kofi, intros. Now we're all sages of. You know what? No, you know what? You're the final sage. You're Princess Zelda. Go ahead.
Kofi got a gender change. Okay. Eventually, you met Ivanka on the way, and he gave you a gender change. Go ahead, Kofi.
That's what you get for being late.
Ivankov didn't like you because you didn't join the revolutionary. Well,
Sorry, forgot. I don't usually software mute myself. No, I deserve it. I am late because of my own fault. Hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody had a good week. Nappy, we missed you, man, last week. I think everybody else was here, right? So
yeah.
Yeah, I was busy. I got called into work.
Oh, you did? All right, we'll talk
But
about that.
he was in chat.
Kofi give his fucking intro. Damn it.
Okay, so I pretty much have been. Did I talk about platinuming Horizon 2 last week? I don't remember if I had already. Done
No. Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, I got the platinum. I honestly just love the game so much, but I haven't started Burning Shores yet. I think I totaled like 120 hours in Horizon, the base game. So because of me going through the trials and some of that stuff, I decided to mix it up and I started Star Ocean 6, otherwise known as the Divine Force. Shout out to Nappy Senchu. I know he's already beaten it twice.
Yes,
I
both stories.
really like this game, and it was the perfect switch up from Horizon, or what did Octopath Traveler 2 that I was looking for. I haven't played real-time combat like completely since Tales of Arise.
Jesus, man.
The last Trails game I played this January does have real-time combat sometimes, but like the big boss battles are turn-based. So I was doing Disgaea, I did Chained Echoes, I did Octopath, I did Dragon Quest, I did Monochrome Mobius. So to come into like a action-based JRPG, it's just wonderful. I love that Tri-Ace has their own engine. It's one of the only. It's in my head. In the last 10 years, it's one of the only JRPG developers that I know has their own proprietary engine that they've been building on. Obviously, Arise does now, but that was a long time that they were just building off of old stuff. So, combat's great. Characters very very likable. I always like the seamless transition between combat and the real world. Trails does do that in the new games, but Arise doesn't do that. There's several action-based games that don't do that, so it's just great.
You're
I really
gonna enjoy the story. How far did you get in, by the way?
So I am about. I play a little slow, but I'm about 17 hours in, and I just got to the part where they discovered a connection between. Can I say experiments without spoiling too much?
I don't.
You know where?
Yeah, I got you. I got you.
So, yeah, I just stumbled upon that, and I've got what 6 members in my party? Yeah, 6 members. So,
Ooh, I know. Yeah, you got 2 more coming.
yeah, exactly. So,
possibly
having a great
3
time.
if you have an optional one too, depending on which character you played the story with.
Yes, and I saw that, and I don't know if I made the right choice yet, but we'll see. We'll see.
You just yeah, I must say play both sides. I think. Do you want the katana or do you want the axe?
I like the katana a little bit more. So
yeah, then you should have went with what's his name?
Raymond.
Yeah, Raymond. Raymond will get you the katana, man.
Yeah. So, and that's who I started with. So, yeah, I'm having a good time, man. It's
That's good
way
to hear, man.
better than I was even expecting. I was like, this is just.
Yeah, it's a hidden gem. One of those hidden gems that
it's a hidden gem.
Square
Right now.
Enix just like spit out.
It's crazy that if they had delayed this game to release like this month, it probably would have sold a lot better because there's not really any other hot JRPG that looks like this, plays like this that's out right now. But back last, October, everything was out, and other big games that aren't JRPGs. So anyway, that's a whole nother soapbox. So yeah, that's it for me.
The intro's over. Oh, thank God, the intros are over.
Too bad.
All right, well, it's time to go on to general discussion then, ladies and gentlemen, just so we talk some random shit about any topic we want for the next 15 minutes. And if you guys want us to talk about something in general discussion, feel free to bring it up in the chat, and we'll give you our thoughts on it. But first of all, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna show my geek a little. I have been on a bit of an anime binge recently. Again,
nice.
New anime came. Oh, not a new anime. The second season of an anime has came out that I have really, really looking forward to it completing, because it's already 5 episodes in and it's really good. They've kept the tone of the original, and that's the Ancient Magi's Bride.
Oh wait, it's back. I need to watch it.
Season 2. We are 5 episodes deep. Season 2 is finally out after 5 fucking years. The Ancient Magi's Bride is out.
The first one. The intro for the first one alone is fire. So we get. Oh, dude! After the podcast, I'm jumping in. I love that anime. But go ahead. Sorry about that.
Other than that, I have also watched the Persona 4 anime as well. And Kofi.
Yes, sir.
I think it's a bit mid.
Yo, I have this love-hate relationship with Persona, but I'm sorry, I don't want to take the floor from you.
No.
Like I don't necessarily disagree.
General discussion. You can
general
talk,
discussion.
but just let me get my thoughts out real quick though on it.
Yeah,
it's funny as fuck. Do not get me wrong. The comedic timing and everything of Persona 4 is really fucking good. My problem is it seems like they skip over like a lot of the emotional moments until like the final 2 to 3 episodes. And this is a No, this is a 25 episode series. And the last 3 episodes are the most emotional, where they put the most emotion into it. Where everything else, it's like Marvel writing. It's like you're having a serious moment, then suddenly it's fucking undercut by a joke. It's like I fucking hate that. They don't let anything sit.
So like it's so funny you bring that up. I need to go back and rewatch Persona 4's anime. It's been so long. I think I watched it right after I finished the game, like in 2012. I don't even remember those beats, but as you describe it, it would be a big misstep to not embrace the big moments that each character has as you go through the dungeons. And if it's all just kind of like a big wait when they're all together at the end, you might miss the gravity of why the team is together, right?
You do get some of those moments. The problem is, and this is like the problem that was levied at Persona 5 animation that I didn't understand, is when people saying it felt rushed. It's like these same people praise Persona 4, but like all of Persona 4, all the Persona 4 anime is fucking rushed. Like
they don't cover it. They don't cover everything.
It's not even a fact that they don't cover everything, like, but it just feels like all of the heartbreaking moments are just not given enough time or like the gravity that you'd expect they're given. The only one that does is the Nanako one. The Nanako one onwards is where they actually start making you give a shit. The biggest goddamn problem. Actually, no, not the biggest problem. They do a decent enough job to show the relationship between Nanako and you. Why you? Why you, not like you. But like they do that enough. But like everybody else, it's like it feels rushed. Where at least with Persona 5, which I'm also watching, I really don't get the hate by saying it feels rushed, because it feels just as fucking rushed as Persona 4, and also. There's a lot of instances where Persona 5 anime looks better than Persona 4. I think the people who talk about the great animation are mistaking Persona 4 for Persona 4 Golden. Because there are 2 animes. Persona 4 Golden does seem to have a bit more sharper animation and lines than Persona 4. But Persona 4 Golden, well, that's trying to condense. First of all, that doesn't focus on everything. That's more focused on Marie, and it's fewer episodes. They condense a lot, goddamn more with it. And yeah, I mean, I think Persona 4 Golden's anime is like fucking five episodes or something.
Wow, yeah. That's sad. Because you're not gonna have a lot of things to cover by them. Which frustrates me, because I started one of the anime with Persona, and I just dropped it, because I'm like, you're going way too fast. Even I play the game, at least show me everything. Like, why go fast? This is what I hate with anime, when they cover things and they kill. There was this one anime. I don't know if you've seen it.
I do
Dante.
apologize. No, it's 12 episodes. It's literally Persona 4 Persona 4 Golden anime is 12 episodes. It is literally half of what Persona 4 animation was, and it's got extra content on top of it. It needs to do in episodes.
It should be every Persona game anime should be at least 24. Then you're covered.
No, you're not. No, you're not. Because Persona 4 Golden's 20. Persona 4, the original Persona 4 animation is 25. 26 if you include the bonus episode.
And that didn't do well.
I think it's mid as fuck. I genuinely think it's mid as fuck. Again, personal goddamn opinion. If anything, if you really want to cover everything and give it weight, it needs to be 2 seasons. Like, it needs to be 24 episodes over 24 episodes a season. Oh, has anybody else got anything they want to talk about or geek out or be frustrated about?
Kopi.
Sir.
Forbidden West what's up, man? How the improvement between Zero Dawn and Forbidden West? Did you see them? Did you
Oh, yes.
experience them? What's your thought on black characters in Forbidden West?
Yeah. So, well, first I'll just talk with the tech. Love all of the animations and the interactions. And to me, I know I was talking to RGT, the guy who does a lot of Switch related news, but claims not Switch related. Says that he skipped all his cutscenes. He just wasn't interested. But I was just the opposite.
What?
My eyeballs were glued to the screen. I know you don't have to do all the quests to get the platinum. I probably have maybe 5 or 6 quests I did not do. But all
I'm the
other
same.
ones, I'm just into it. The personal stories, all of the different tribes, whether it's the Quen or the Tanakh. It was just great. Interacting black characters such as Silence or Regalia or uh Varl. It was just amazing.
Believable, eh?
Who?
The black characters felt believable. They felt real.
They did feel real to me. I
Horizon.
will say that, for example, I love Silence. Obviously, rest in peace
Yeah, rest in peace.
to his actor. But the type of role that he played ever since I watched him in The Wire 15 years ago, he's always had that kind of very tough guy attitude, but intellectual. I know people know him from Destiny 2 as well, but
I know him
That's
from
Red Red.
Fringe as well. I forgot
exactly.
his
There's so many
franchise,
things.
but yeah,
Fringe
he
and
was in so many things. Yeah.
Tom Cruise's movies as well. So I was really happy about that. But no, yeah, really believed Varl. Loved how they portrayed his relationship with I'm forgetting her name.
I know
she
what
was
he's talking
great as
about.
well.
That was felt believable. They did a good way with it.
Yeah. Oh, there was another black character that was in the original, and she was in the first cutscenes when Aloy was leaving Meridian in Horizon 2, and she was dating one of the lead knights in Meridian. I forget her name too, but she was the intel girl from the first
Mm-hmm.
one.
So, combat. How is combat different from the first one? You
So
like it?
I will say this: that it was a little bit more realistic. But yeah, I do want to talk about this. So setting up traps everywhere was my thing on the first Horizon because it was kind of broken. You could really just set up traps everywhere, right? So I would have Thunderjaw just get rampage. And obviously, you can't set as many traps with the default setting in 2. But I got one of the armors that I think doubled the amount of traps I could set, and I could set them
Nice.
back. I could literally be sprinting and throwing traps.
You're a trap dude, yeah? I never experienced
Yes.
with it because it costs way too much to produce. I'm like, too much as
Right,
well.
you have to change out your armor build out, and I get
Yeah.
people with, better concentration or other, more strength. But yeah, for me, I was making the joke last time. I call Alo the Trap Queen because I'm going into every single
Good one.
battle, setting up traps,
Hey,
and I just
Kobe?
love it because I'll shoot the disc, right, get the third hit, get the explosion, then they come at me and they
Mhm.
run into a trap. It is just, and then the elite acid traps, they do major damage.
You do need to hit them though with an arrow.
Kofi,
To
make sure you don't call somebody a trap queen in certain circles. They might get the wrong idea.
Yeah, that
Absolutely.
was entertaining.
It has to be done in context.
Poppy, what would be your one last question? 2 questions. One, you played God of War, right? Ragnarok.
Yes, I finished God of War.
Okay,
Wait, Ragnarok?
Goatee between Ragnarok or Forbidden West.
I'm sorry, I'm going with Forbidden West. I'm going
Me
with
too.
Forbidden West.
Me too. That's what I went with.
Yeah, I like traversal more in Forbidden West. For traversal in God of War Ragnarok, to be honest with you, because I was going for the platinum, right? I'm very close. It's
Mhm.
annoying to me. I have to go climb on this wall and go back through this. It just feels slow to me. I like
Actually,
that.
I hated Forbidden West climbing because
Really?
you can. Yeah, let me explain why. And this was a nitpick that I had. Another had one. Sometimes when you jump and you try to grab on a ledge, she doesn't grab. That's one issue I had with it. And the second one is the unrealistic climbing. What do you mean by that? There are 2 different. When you go to your base, when you get out of your base, you are in a mountain. if you climb that mountain and you try to climb the exact same mountain next to it, it doesn't allow you. And
You're
that's
looking because you're looking
exactly
for those yellow lines, and you're saying the
yeah,
same.
yeah, precisely. And that's exactly my biggest problem with it. Either make it full blown climbable like how Breath of the Wild does, or give me select places where I can climb, but don't make it where you can climb half of it and half of it you can't. Also,
Yeah,
another
I
thing,
see what you mean.
the
Like, oh, only this section of the
yeah,
northwest side
precisely,
can be
yeah.
climbed. You know?
And
That's
another thing, give me a fucking propeller. Like when you have so much to climb, give me a heads up. Let me jump, double jump, and I grab on the wall, and it pulls me to the wall. That's something like that. That
you
would
mean like
be
bug?
almost like a grapple hook, but
Oh, grapple
yeah,
hook.
something
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that. Yeah, something like that.
Oh, the double jump. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You hit X twice and it automatically
Yeah,
links.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Oh,
That's
like
also in some.
like oh, do you mean like in a Ghost of Tsushima where you're climbing across and then there's a hook point above you and you can jump up and hook onto it?
And Tsushima
Yeah.
does it correctly because it's a different button, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but with Forbidden West, you have it, but you have it in selective places. You
Yeah.
can't do it all the time.
No, I'm
but
saying like you want something like that work, but it's free
I
for
want
all. You can do it
actually,
anywhere.
I want something what Forbidden West have. It just let me go get the height with anything. But yeah, other than that, yeah, Forbidden West amazing, and Zelda is dog shit, but not that joke. Tears of Kingdom looking amazing. But let's get to the
Actually,
topic.
no. Actually, Tears of the
Oh,
Kingdom
you
is
wanna
something I'd
know
like
it?
to bring up real quick because I did promise you, babe, we'd at least get a little predictions out of the way.
Yeah.
So we'll go down the list and I'll go down the list on my screen from me to Zero because he's at the end. I predict Tears of the Kingdom's at least going to end up was a 93, 95, possibly. That's the score I'm imagining it's getting. In my head, I hope it gets less. Only because I'm the asshole in me is hoping
He's
that
praying
this game,
on his down.
yeah, my
praying on
brain's
his
shaking.
downfall.
Yeah. No, like the asshole side of me wants this game to come out with serious performance issues, so it wakes people up and wakes Nintendo up to the realization that they need to stop with the goddamn Switch. They need to finally bring out something that is a lot more powerful, that isn't so old technologically that I can fucking carbon date it at this point. Because we all know what's going to happen. This game does well. The next Nintendo console comes out, they'll re-release Tears of the Kingdom. We know that's going to happen. That's what I'm effectively waiting for. That's why I have no interest in buying Tears of the Kingdom.
With a 60
Oh, so you
FPS
think Tears of the Kingdom is gonna be remade for the PS?
No, not even fucking remade. They're just gonna fucking HDify it like they did Skyward Sword.
Mm-hmm.
It isn't even gonna get the fucking. It isn't even gonna get the full remaster treatment. It's just gonna get the HD treatment. Like that's what's going. That's what I think is gonna happen. Kofi, what are your predictions of Tears of the Kingdom? Actually, I think the game's also going to be good. I do think that the gameplay. Hold on, sorry. I do think I didn't talk about the game itself. Actually, just I want it to fail. I actually think the game fundamentally, like as a gameplay, as a story, and everything like that, I think it's going to be good. I don't think we're going to have any more voice acting than what we did in Breath of the Wild. All right, Kofi, my apologies.
No, you're good. Yeah, I think it's going to start at a 97 and then finish at a 94 once you get.
Interesting. I went with 98, and then
oh my god, Omar, you're interrupting, fool!
Oh, I thought sorry. I thought it's free fall.
No, I general go down the line.
Criticism of the game will. It may be performance. I think that's actually a better assumption. I think mine will be. No, I think I'll reserve my thoughts, but I think it's gonna start at 97, finish at 94.
All right, Pharaoh, you got any thoughts?
I think Tears of the Kingdom will probably land somewhere around a 93. Game comes with built-in nostalgia, gives it a slight bias in the rating, so I don't think your performance issues will impact the review because it's a Switch, so it's kind of expected. Point.
Expected and accepted are two completely different things. It should not be accepted. Now, one more. What are your thoughts?
Sorry about that. I thought General was free fall. Yeah, between 98, like man, they're gonna absolutely eat it up. Like this is Zelda we're talking about. They literally believe every single game is created because of Zelda or copying Zelda. So they're going all the way in on the hype.
Entirely wrong. Yuba?
I am
Jube, you
entirely
there?
wrong or not entirely wrong?
I swear to God. I swear to God, this man.
I misheard. I didn't
Well,
know
no, not
they
you.
had-
I'm on about Jube. Jube,
Oh,
put the
Jube,
bong
yeah,
down.
Jube.
Step away from the bong.
Jube, you should have said he is on the land of the sound, because he have none. He is too busy. He is... hey, he is... Oh, damn.
And the
No, go back to
sound
mute.
of
We like you
silence.
better muted.
Is he there?
I have no fucking clue. Nah,
He was
you
laughing
go.
for a moment.
You go. What are your predictions?
All right, so I actually think it's going to start off with like a 93 and go with the lower 90. I do think that everyone's going to love the Legend of Zelda because it's a Legend of Zelda. It's like Nintendo's not going to fuck it up, but I do think the Switch is going to show its age. But at the same time, like it's the legend. Everyone's going to have that nostalgic eye, and everyone's going to be just like nostalgic, and just like we got another Legend of Zelda game to the point where it won't matter. It's Legend of Zelda. They're just going to eat it up. So, but I think the game's overall going to do good. It's going to start off with like a 93 and end at a 90. The performance issues are not going to stop it.
Maybe.
If it has some.
Right. Now, speaking of that exact audience, Zero.
Sun will never set on the Switch Empire. We will reign supreme for always. Performance. I don't think that's gonna matter. But if I'm judging the highest rated re-game ever, Switch game ever, it's gonna start at a 97 because that's where the last one ended up. I think the only thing that's gonna move the needle back or forth is just how well people take to that whole sort of crafting system that they have. I think if people really, really like it, it'll probably be right around 97. If they're not too big of a fans of it, I think it'll wind up right around 95.
There was already a crafting system in Breath of the Wild anyway.
Yeah,
but not like what they're doing.
No,
here.
but this is an evolution of that because like there was crafting in Breath of the Wild with the cooking, the medicine, stuff like that. Like there already was, and so there already was. This is just a step forward to do that.
Yeah. So if people take to that, I think we'll be sitting at another 97. It'll be 3 97s of their time. What it's Zelda, Mario, and then possibly another Zelda can do it.
Maybe.
If not, we'll put it at 95.
Maybe. All right. Yubei. Okay, I'm going to assume he's in his car, so I'm going to give him a pass on this for a while. Oh.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, it's gonna be. I wanted to say 97, but Zero beat me to it. It's gonna score the same as Ocarina, and if not, it's gonna be a 94. Like it's either gonna be Ocarina or a 94.
So we're all generalizing that it is going to be around the 93, 95 area because that seems to be around the average we're all seeming to ballpark.
97. We're gonna see a bunch of 10s for some reason. A bunch.
From the critics or from the audience?
Critics and audience. Do you have any idea? Like, I'm sorry, everybody.
User score is probably gonna be like a 9.1 if we're being real.
Here's the thing. It's definitely going to happen with the fans because, here's the thing. I love my fellow gamers. I love my Nintendrones. I love my ponies. I love my Xbox. I love you. But as far as like blind loyalty, ain't no fucking community got anything on the Nintendo community. Yeah, they have been accepting the Switch's bullshit for like 4 years past its expiration date.
Yeah.
Absolute blast.
See? Thank you for making my point, Zero. All right,
And to be
let's
fair,
finally move on to
it has
topic
been.
1.
No, we can.
Man,
I can hear you.
I went through. Okay, I hope that works. And I went through this whole fucking diatribe. I went through that whole diatribe of sarcasticness just for people to miss the damn point. Well, at least the guys in the Discord got the point. But yes, this new rumor coming to us from a reputable source, one of the only like 3 fucking websites talking about it. 2 others you've probably never even heard of. Push Square. PS Showcase could be around 2 weeks away. The original article, sprinkle a little more fuel on the flaming PlayStation Showcase logfire. Following on from this weekend's social media speculation that has suggested that Sony may be signed up timed exclusivity for a trio of Konami classics, VGC editor Andy Robinson has attached his name to the rapid multiplying rumors, claiming he's heard a live stream is happening in the usual late May, early June window with Konami stuff involved. This has been the line we've been hearing for a long time, although the Japanese giant has yet to confirm anything. Remember, while it did host a series of State of Plays in 2022, it skipped its annual tentpole E3 style press conference entirely, and as a result, there is a vanishingly few first-party projects currently announced. We know Marvel's Spider-Man 2 is expected in September, but even the nature of that's remained a secret since the first trailer a few years ago. The update to this article, the speculation continues unobstructed, without official confirmation from Sony. Giant Bomb's Jeff Grubb, who has been beating the May PS Showcase drum for a fair few months now, has nailed down the week of May 25th window for the anticipated event. He added, the timing of PlayStation Showcase is right as of now. He continued, I said week of May 25th because that's probably the latest that week it could happen, but it could happen earlier. I just don't want to say week of May 21st and then people get mad that it doesn't happen on a Sunday. Clearly, Grubb has some kind of sources corroborating this window, but as we previously mentioned, it's unlikely Sony will pin down a date until much closer to the time. So, okay, so one of the main focuses on all of this. I'm hearing echo. Okay. One of the major points on all of this is the rumored Capcom PlayStation deal. And the rumored deal is meant to indicate that they will be getting exclusivity to the Silent Hill series, at least for a timed exclusivity, the Silent Hill series, Metal Gear Solid of that rumored Metal Gear Solid 3 remake that has been rumored for, once again, as I showed on a previous article when I was going through my bullshit, rumored 3 fucking years ago. So yeah, and also Castlevania. So here's the thing. This is one of those things where I'll believe it like when I see it. Because people have been turning around and saying, oh, there's going to be a Metal Gear Solid remake. Oh, there's a Metal Gear Solid 3 remake. For the last 3 fucking years now with no peep, nothing. No leaks, no nothing. Okay? As much as we like to turn around and say that the games industry is full of surprises, it isn't anymore. Shit gets leaked. Shit gets leaked all the god time. One way or another, there is always a leak that brings out information about something. So by this point, if they were going to be showing, unless they have sworn everybody to secrecy, Yakuza style, we should have heard something concrete about a Metal Gear Solid 3 or Metal Gear remake by now. We should have. Because we were hearing, like, as far as Silent Hill goes, we heard the name Silent Hill 2 was getting remade. We heard Bloober Team's name attached to Silent Hill, and we heard rumblings of a brand new Silent Hill game. I believe it was months before it was announced at the Sony State of Play 6 months ago. So by now we should have heard something concrete, names attached or something like that. We've heard nothing about this. This is why I'm very speculative. To put any kind of credence behind this. Alright, and the other thing about the Jeff Grubb thing as well, in turning around and saying, oh, it's happening in May, and this goes to this article actually saying it, in the usual late May, early June window. And Jeff Grubb then adds, the week of May the 25th, he's literally giving himself, like, the biggest breathing room possible, because as stated, the usual May-June show. So he's giving himself breathing room. So if they announce it early, people can still turn around and say he's right. But let me throw my thoughts on the end of this when it comes to if this deal is real. I'm sorry, I've been seeing a lot of people get specifically on the Xbox side getting very pissy about PlayStation keeping their games away, because I'd like to also point out that on the official Silent Hill website, it does say PlayStation 5 and Steam. I will show this for the audience at home. It does say PlayStation 5 and Steam, so it might be a timed exclusive for console, but it isn't for Steam. So I don't give a shit about your plight. But also at this point, again, me being the dick that I am, turnabout's fair play, because at this point, like, Sony's been doing it on a smaller scale. Xbox at this point has been doing it on a fucking industrial scale. Like, at this point, Xbox has practically taken away Diablo, Overwatch, the possibility, especially of future games, of any True Crime, Tony Hawk, Tenchu, Soldier of Fortune, Spyro, Crash Bandicoot, Overwatch, Diablo. If that Activision deal goes through, but also any possible Doom sequel, any possible Prey sequel, any possible Wolfenstein sequel, which has been confirmed. There is a third Wolfenstein in the make. Fallout,
the next Elder
Scrolls, The Evil Within. What else is there? What other games do we have? I already said Doom.
Did we say Fallout?
Basically,
yeah, I said Fallout. Yeah, I said Fallout.
Basically, Microsoft
Quake is another one, because again, it's software. So any potential future Quake games.
Literally. For every one title that you name, there's 5 not coming to Xbox.
Oh, my heart fucking breaks for you. It really fucking does. I don't.
No, but you're acting like Xbox is just cutting out so many games from PlayStation. That's just not.
Okay, right. Okay, so
it is, because the Phil Spencer literally came out and said that the next Doom, everything is gonna be PlayStation Xbox exclusive.
Yeah, and still, you're gonna have way more games on the PlayStation console. So PlayStation is keeping way more games away from Xbox, and Xbox is keeping away from.
I want you to name names. Go ahead, do your research, name names. Like, because for me, when
All right,
I looked at
no, go do your research right now and look at
Bitch,
Xbox's
no,
total
don't
library
fucking
games.
move the-
No,
do
no,
not-
no, no, I'm
fuck
not
off.
moving the
Do not
goalposts.
move that
Go look at
burden
the
of proof.
no.
That is your burden of proof.
No,
That is
go
your
on, go
burden
look
of
it up
proof.
right
You
now.
are telling me that
Go.
Sony,
You're the
you're
producer.
keeping,
You're the
Sony's
producer.
keeping more
Go
games
up.
away. You're making
Go,
that claim.
pull,
That's your burden of proof, not mine. Don't
put it on-
fucking straw
put it-
man this.
Go
Fuck
put it
off.
on the go.
Fuck
Go
off.
put it on the screen.
No,
for,
shut the fuck
put it on
up.
the, no,
You're straw
you shut the
manning
fuck
fuck
up. Put it on the screen for everybody. Put up the total amount of games on the PlayStation Store and put up the total amount of games on the Xbox Store. Go ahead and do it. It's not close.
By the way, we're talking about future games, not current games. We're talking
It's not
future
going
games. This deal is about future games.
It's not going to change in the future. Activision doesn't have that many games. They don't have 2,000 games.
All right, you know what, Nappy, go ahead, give us your thoughts while I look this up.
Okay. I mean, I can't say I'm really mad at Sony for trying to buy consoles and buy companies to get exclusivity deals because I mean, Microsoft is doing the same thing. As far as buying up Konami, the only thing I can think of Konami, and yes, I might show my age a little bit, is Bomberman. I used to love Bomb.
No, they're not buying them. This is apparently just an exclusivity deal for Castlevania, Silent Hill, and Metal Gear.
All right, so Metal Gear
time exclusive.
So time exclusive for Silent Hill and Metal Gear will definitely like hurt people, but at the same time, at least it's still coming. At least they ain't do the thing with the Final Fantasy VII remake where they just straight up said like, "Yeah, y'all not getting it." Even though I don't like time exclusives, but I mean, it's just I kind of expected at some point Sony's going to try to close a deal with some studios, and if not acquiring the studio, at least do some more time exclusives. I mean, look, I'm still not getting Final Fantasy 16 day one, unfortunately, which sucks. But it's just honestly, it's just like part of the business, trying to get as many titles as you can. Will this help PlayStation out? I don't think with Konami as much as Silent Hill, definitely Metal Gear Solid. Definitely because of nostalgic, but yeah, that's about a Castlevania. I mean, as much as people love Castlevania, I don't think Castlevania is carrying as much weight as it used to.
No.
That's just me personally. So, but I think it's Sony's way of just competing with Microsoft, whereas Microsoft's just straight up outright buying studios. I just don't want to hear Sony keep on complaining about Microsoft buying everything if they're going to start trying to do the same thing.
No, exactly. That's what I was saying. Like, I don't care for either side because they're both locking fucking games away from each other.
Yeah, I mean, Sony locks games away from us sometimes, from PC players sometimes.
Oh yeah, and I get pissy at them for doing that.
But and honestly, I think everyone should get games day one and just play whatever you want. But that's not reasonable. I mean, a little bit of competition is good, but don't lock it away from us PC players. We ain't do nothing wrong. We just playing games. So, but that's pretty much all my take on it.
All right. Kofi, I want your thoughts on this. You love Bethesda, don't you?
Yeah, I love it. No, okay, so when it comes to these rumors, I completely agree. I remember some very, how would you say, inconsistent news reporters, even them getting news about exclusivity for some of these. Of course, people have done a lot of snooping and seen that a team like, not for Metal Gear, but the team like Blue Point tweeted something that looks like a castle, and it might be a reference to Castlevania. That's from 2019, if I didn't already say that. So, I think it's reasonable to think that probably 2 of these IPs will be coming out. I would believe that they're timed exclusives, and in my mind, I'm thinking Konami will probably take the money bag and have the game be exclusive, and then consider if the sales are significant enough to make that a pitch for Game Pass. You could say, hey, we sold 1 million copies in X amount of time. and that might have been more than what Xbox would have offered if we just went to Game Pass at the same time as whatever Sony was offering. And then, of course, Game Pass will do their calculation, right? They probably offer their amount based on how much you're selling. Like, oh, you sold 12 million in a couple months. Oh, yeah, you deserve this. And it could be from the developer side a nice way to get everything they want. The game's on PC then, and it could be the real win. I think of things like that, like for Octopath Traveler, the first one. The first one sold really well, just on Switch, and then it came to Game Pass and PC and all that stuff. So that could be a good look. So when it comes to all three IPs, I don't know. Like, let's say we have a showcase in June, because it's E3 time, right? I mean, obviously E3 doesn't exist anymore. I don't know if we're going to hear about all three of the games. I would be surprised. I would say, like, we might hear about Castlevania because allegedly we've seen theories. I would say reasonable rumors, right? Reasonable rumors that game exists and it's allegedly in development, since 2019, or we think that, and then maybe Metal Gear, but I don't think it's going to be anything else outside of that. I would expect the Castlevania. Well, it depends. Like now I'm like processing this. Maybe the Castlevania game isn't like a huge AAA experience, and more plays like the traditional games, but it has maybe like a 2D HD visual style, but has like all the bells and whistles that we would want out of the lineage of what a Castlevania game is. Maybe that's the case. Then I could see it being more reasonable, but I just doubt that 3 big budget games would all be at the showcase. I feel like Silent Hill will remain on its own little. It'll have its own state of play when they're ready to share details with that. I don't think we would see it at the showcase that's coming up. Yeah, but I think it to me it all sounds reasonable, and I know for people who are in the Xbox ecosystem, not getting the game might be like it might be one of those things where it's coming to Xbox, we don't know when, right? That kind of hurts, but if it's coming to Game Pass, I can respect that. I have the same pain on PlayStation, right? There's a lot of games I think should come from Switch to PlayStation, and it just doesn't. Like Front Mission, like literally Front Mission was a PlayStation title. It was not on Nintendo at all. And yet they get the games, and it's just silent for us. And Nintendo got the publishing rights and all that stuff. So, it goes all around. That's my take.
All right, Zero.
Said it before, I believe. I'm largely uninterested in Konami as a whole, to be completely honest with you. So whether or not they're keeping anything off of Xbox or PlayStation or whatever, largely do not care. I'm interested in Konami with Dance Dance Revolution, Beat Mania, Metal Gear Solid, in that order. And maybe Bomberman. That's a nice fourth one. Everything else,
Bomberman is dope, yo.
Yes, Bomberman is dope, man.
Yeah, Bomberman's fire. The last couple Castlevanias have been meh at best, so I could care less about Castlevania. I've said it before. I think the hype around Silent Hill is a little overinflated, and that there are probably about 2 really good Silent Hill games, and the rest are meh to bad on the average scale here, and there are only 2 that are even memorable that anyone ever talks about, not including PT, which is basically just a working demo, so we don't really know what else was going to come of that. So I won't include that. So sure, I guess Konami, like, you can come back and maybe you can make your probably extremely mid-place game that will only be on PlayStation. It will not move the needle whatsoever as far as I'm concerned. I am open to being wrong. I hope I am wrong. But my position is like, not convinced people care that much. Metal Gear Solid has just been so gone for so long. Like Kojima seems to have moved on from it. Castlevania has never sold well historically throughout its entire existence. They keep making them, but it has never been a massively selling game. It sells okay, but with the amount of games that they actually have, it's never really sold that well.
There is 2 exceptions to the rule, actually, I believe.
And I wouldn't doubt it, but in a catalog of what, over 20 at this point?
Fuck, I think it's more than that.
Yeah, so you're like, get 2 for 20. Like, sure, I'll give it to you, but so it's just like I don't know. As far as them keeping it off PlayStation, or I mean keeping it off of Xbox, this is what the industry is at the moment. I don't know if I don't necessarily dislike it or not, but like, and I'm sure we will further discuss this in the Phil conversation. But okay, I promise you guys, I don't think people are going to care that much unless it's probably like a super cool Metal Gear Solid. Then the Xbox community might rise up. If it's Castlevania or Silent Hill, I don't think we're gonna care that much.
No. By looking at this, only 3 of the games have ever broke 1 million.
I guess.
What?
Can I guess?
You'll probably guess 2 of them.
Symphony of the Night.
Yes.
Simon's Quest.
Nope.
I'm gonna do 3 guesses. What's the other one?
There's 2 others.
Oh, Dracula's Curse.
Nope.
I'm only gonna put 3 guesses out there. I don't know. So what are the other 2?
Lord of Shadow is actually the best-selling one with 1.77 million, which is ironic because Kojima worked on that.
Shadows?
Yep.
I thought Lord of Shadows was kind of bad, right?
I played it.
No, that's
I
Lord of Shadows
played
2.
it. It was fun.
That was Lord of Shadows.
Okay,
2
Lord of
you're
Shadows
thinking
2
of.
is bad. Okay.
Yeah, that was
All right.
that was the not so good one. The second best one is actually the very first Castlevania, 1.56 million.
I was gonna guess that. I just didn't think that did numbers just because it's the first one.
Yeah, it did numbers.
guessed
Best, the best selling, and the third best is Castlevania, Symphony of the Night. 8th best is Circle of the Moon. Then after that is Dracula's Curse, and some of the worst selling ones is Harmony of Dissonance.
Dissonance,
Lord of Shadow, Mirror of Fate, which I honestly think only sold bad because it was on the DS. And didn't get a re-release for actual console until after the fact. Judgment, which is that fucking Soul Calibur ripoff one. And
What is that?
What was that, Kofi?
You said Judgment? What's that?
It's a Castlevania fighting game, basically ripping off Soul Calibur.
Oh shoot! Okay.
Yeah, look it up on the. It's a Wii game.
It was bad.
Okay. The weird thing is the art style isn't that bad, but it's just very fucking anime. And to my knowledge and remembrance, the fighting wasn't all that terrible. But I mean, it only sold 160,000 units.
Yeah, like all sort of weird level fighting games, it just existed where it was like I could play this, or I could play the like 4 other better fighting games. Like this was the DOA.
Well,
era,
I mean, it is the
believe, so
Wii.
it's
You
like,
didn't have much of a fucking choice.
hey, we got Smash. All right, we out there with Smash.
Okay,
And
fair enough.
No,
What
Punch
else?
Out wasn't versus. Never mind.
Sorry, what? What was that? Yeah, the
No,
other one.
nothing. You got it.
Castlevania Dracula X. That is the Super Nintendo version of Rondo of Blood, the TurboGrafx 16 version. Basically the terrible redub. And then the worst selling one is actually considered one of the best ones, actually, and that's Castlevania Bloodlines. And Castlevania Bloodlines was the Sega Genesis Castlevania. Alright, guess I might as well move on to the goddamn main event. Jubei, you want to go next?
Follow me.
No, Jubei's next. Then it's you. Then it's Pharaoh.
Oh, I thought you're moving on to the next topic. No.
No. Pharaoh interrupted me and made it seem like he gave his opinion, but he hasn't given his full opinion on this deal yet. I'm just waiting on Jubei to give his opinion now.
Jubei, you there?
Yeah, let Pharaoh go.
All right. Pharaoh can go next then.
I don't really think it's too big of a deal. I think the biggest game they highlighted was Metal Gear Solid, but if you just kick out Metal Gear Solid 3, I don't think it's gonna have the attach that it should. I think you gotta go back if you're gonna do it. You gotta do it like Capcom and kind of, but start with the first one because that was the biggest to me. That was the biggest one. I think start 3 is the one where you're all camouflaged in the woods, right? Snake Eater.
Yes, Snake Eater is the prequel one, yeah. The 1960s one.
Yeah,
with the banging ass song.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, is it a good game? Like,
yes, it's actually the best. It's actually the highest regarded in the series, and I think the best selling in the series still.
Yeah. As I said, it's a good game, but I don't know how it lands with a new group of customers. Because the old people who played it before, a lot of them are going to buy it again. But as far as people who aren't really into the Metal Gear Solid world, I don't know how they will attach to the third one. The other games, not really a big deal to me. So I think the Metal Gear Solid 3 is probably the biggest one of the bunch, and how much of the full remake treatment does it get is something I'm curious to see. And I did send you an article. As of December, PlayStation had 286 exclusives compared to Xbox's 59.
Yeah, again, you're talking about current day. But we're talking about them locking people bitching about Sony locking out games from Xbox. Yes. And my argument was, if you compared that to the ones that, if you're comparing Xbox in total, just from if they get the Activision deal,
Activision and the Max combined can't make that output.
36 IP exclusives.
Okay, 36. That doesn't make up the 286.
But how far back are you going as far as like exclusives?
As of December, this is as of the article that they put out. PlayStation has 286.
What is that article? Because I don't see it in this.
I just sent it to you in the VPG chat.
Oh, so you put it in Discord where I can look at it because I've got it maximized so people can see.
Yeah. So, they're not going to make up that difference. Not in this generation. Maybe in the next generation, you could make that argument.
Yeah, see, the problem is I'm thinking long term. You're thinking short term, which is why I'm not giving a shit about people being pissy about Metal Gear Solid, Silent Hill. If it's true, these games being timed exclusives, because it's timed exclusives is not permanent exclusives, and that's why I don't give a shit.
A lot of timed exclusives become permanent exclusives over there.
7 was supposed to be a timed exclusive. They lied.
Oh no, that one was just a straight up
I feel like
lie.
that changed in the middle of it.
You really think so? I think that was just a lie from the fucking beginning.
No, I don't
ever recall that being said that it was a timed exclusive.
It was on the box.
They believe that it's a time exclusive.
It was on the box that it was.
They literally used the words timed exclusive though.
Yeah,
I'm just saying. I better get my Final Fantasy 16 at Christmas.
Timed exclusive. Did they say Xbox or did they say PC?
The word they used was other platforms. Hence, platforms with an S. They can fuck right.
All right, before everybody starts derailing, Omar, you can go next.
Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna use Xbox talking point, which is going to be, if it's never announced for your console, then it doesn't mean it got taken off. That's what I kept hearing about Starfield. That's what I kept hearing about Redfall, and especially Hi-Fi Rush. So, well, as for the whole conversation about the deal, look, I never played a Metal Gear Solid game, so I don't know how it's going to be. I do know that Metal Gear Solid 3, let me guess, is that the one with the ending where the roses goes red?
Yes, that's that one.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
See, I know. about.
And,
I never played it, but I know the impact that Metal Gear have on the industry. So to say that Metal Gear Solid 3 is not gonna bring new people in, especially if Blue Point is remaking it. Have you played Demon Souls? Have you played Shadow of the Colossus remake?
No. God damn it! No, continue.
But
No, continue.
That's a little bit different because they're
No.
standalone titles.
It's not. No,
versus-
it's different for a whole different reason. But let Omar finish. I'm
Okay,
breaking my own rules here.
Go ahead.
I'm talking about in sense of if it's going to be remade, you need a studio that knows how to remake a game. That's what I'm talking about. And no better studio than Blue Point. And there's rumors that they're working on 2 projects. One, a big remake, which and the other one is an new IP for themselves. So if it truly is Blue Point, like they generally have a remake on lock, I can't wait for it, and I also hope they have almost like an access way where you can go in and not be lost with the story. They explain the previous stories in a very good way without feeling lost. As for Castlevania, I haven't played a lot. I think I only played one, which is Lord of Fallen. I think that's what the name is. The one that have 2 what can we call it installment. I only played the
Lord
first
of
one.
Shadows.
Lord of Shadows. Thank you.
Yeah.
I played the first one. I enjoyed it. I never played the second one, but I think that's about it for me.
And
Also, one
Metal
more
Gear
thing.
Solid 3 was on Xbox, by the way.
Sorry?
Metal Gear Solid 3 was on Xbox, by the way.
Yeah.
It was.
But I never said about 3, though. I never said about 3. I said about the remake.
Yeah,
I'm talking about the remake.
Metal Gear.
You said it was never on Xbox.
Yeah, it's a series that has been on Xbox and now won't be.
I said
kind of like Wolfenstein and Doom.
No,
I
said if it is not announced for Xbox, then doesn't mean that it was taken off. Because that's the same shit that I kept hearing about Redfall and Starfield. It was never announced for PlayStation.
But those are new series that don't have any previous iterations.
It doesn't matter though. Both things exist. It doesn't matter.
If you're a better example would be like a new Doom or a new Elder Scrolls, not Hi-Fi Rush, and
Which are coming out, by the way. Well, new Elder Scrolls is confirmed. Wolfenstein is the other example because that's got another one coming out.
But
like established IP, I get what you're saying, but new IP. I don't get what you're saying, but established IP, yes, I understand.
That's my kind of whole fucking point. That's the only hang up I have is like I established IPs.
Also, one last thing I want to say is I'm genuinely curious why they got this deal. Because what's their name with Bethesda when they locked in Deathloop, and whatchamacallit, and Stockwire Tokyo. Apparently, PlayStation invested in the IP. They invested in them without PlayStation. Stockwire Tokyo Wire. Oh fuck me! What's that? Ghostwire Tokyo.
Ghostwire Tokyo. God.
Yeah, thank you. Wouldn't have existed.
I have a theory on this.
So, it's a two thing, and the second one was, what about quality control? We've seen PlayStation do it with the new. I'm gonna talk about that later, but what if Konami looked at Microsoft IPs and looked at PlayStation? They're like, hey, which one managed studios better? Which one managed the games better? We're gonna go with that one. Or maybe it's the market share. Anything is
No,
possible. I'm genuinely curious. What's this?
I
Go ahead.
have a completely different theory because like we
Okay, go
went
ahead.
way
I'm
over
genuinely
time.
curious what
We
you're
went
gonna
way
say.
over time on this, so we'll go into general topics for 10 minutes now. Unless Pharaoh's got something to add, which I think he already gave his thoughts. No, I think this basically just boils down to two Japanese. It's a Japanese company. Because if you just look at the history of who PlayStation has been doing exclusive deals with, predominantly now has been Japanese companies, Square Enix, and now, and if it is true, Konami, and then you mentioned Ghostwire Tokyo, that's a Japanese studio. Like, yeah, it's part of Bethesda, but it's still a Japanese-based studio. Like, it seems like they're predominantly seeming to cultivate their power within the Japanese sector of game development at the moment.
So you think okay, it's interesting. I like the thinking.
If this Konami deal is true, the pattern fits because it seems like they're predominantly doing more serious, stringent business with Japanese studios than Western studios.
Hmm.
Which, to
Interesting.
be fair, feels like the simplest option. Like, not necessarily out of malice, just like this is just how we do business, and people who we've done business with before. So I can't say yes or no to it. But
It's a devil that you know versus the devil you don't, kinda.
sort of, I wouldn't necessarily call them devils, but yeah.
Well,
in
it's
so many
just
terms, yeah.
I would also put it down to, and Kofi will probably back me up on this, is even though there is a lot, even though there appears to be a lot of openness to work together, a lot of Japanese companies are still wary about working with outside Japanese companies.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And Konami is like Nintendo. They are stringently in their own bullshit. They are Konami. Like, just look at how they handled the Kojima thing. Konami is stringently very traditional. Like, you just gotta look at anything and everything they do is very traditional, and them wanting to work with another Japanese company makes more sense to me. I don't know about the culture over Square Enix, but given the fact that they're willing to go out of their way to work with Sony to the detriment and upsetness of another market that, small or not, is still a market, to me kind of speaks to that theory as well.
What I absolutely love of the game is just a brand new DDR. Absolutely love it.
It's a question though. Do we know if? Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Zero.
Well, no, that or my assumption is that if it is a Metal Gear, it'll be the first one.
That would make the
It's
most
a
I
third
agree with
one.
Pharaoh. Yeah, I agree with Pharaoh. It's not that the third one isn't good and that people can't make that Blue Point or whoever can't make a good version of the third one. But the reason why the third one is so special is because of the two games that came before it. Like, when you get, at least to me, like that's what made, like when you meet Big Boss and you see sort of his
That's why I said.
See,
pans out.
Now let me explain why from a certain standpoint it makes sense if they remake the third one first, because chronologically it's the first.
Okay.
That's perfectly fair.
So if they remake the first one, people are going to be questioning who the fuck's Liquid, who the fuck's Big Boss, the fuck is a Metal Gear, like all these fucking Gen Zers it's going to go right over their goddamn head. So if you want to try and
I think that's a simple.
Yeah, no,
that
was the appeal of 3 though. 3 was a much simpler black and white. Like it had that Kojima-esque twist, but it is to this day still the most simple fucking story he's ever written. Like, it's easy to follow, it's easy to understand. Like, Gen Zers would be able to easily get it. And like I said, it being the first first chronologically, you can easily transition that into then possibly doing like a Metal Gear Solid 1 and 2 sequel, because they don't need to remake 5 because 5 didn't come out that long. And 5 is not the next chronologically. Technically, that would be, I think, it's either Portable Ops or Peace Walker. is next. I think it's Peace Walker. Then it's Ground Zeroes, Metal Gear Solid 5, Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake, Metal Gear Solid, Metal Gear Solid 2, Metal Gear Solid 4, and then Metal Gear Rising Revengeance. Now do you understand why how fucking chronologically confusing that bullshit is?
Mm-hmm. Kind of like Kingdom Hearts, don't it?
Yeah. Like,
No.
No. I mean, as far as like, actually, to be fair, I kind of get what he's talking about when you look at the Western releases of the early Final Fantasies, because like Final Fantasy 3 in the US was Final Fantasy 6, wasn't it? Like, made no goddamn sense. So for me, from an easing in standpoint for new players, from a simplistic game standpoint, from a simplistic story standpoint, so it doesn't confuse a lot of people, so you don't Kojima them away. 3 is the most the one to land on to remake first.
What about Resident Evil Revenants? What about General Armstrong?
That was Revengeance. That's the last in the that's the last in the series chronologically now, son. Remember?
Yeah, but it's the most. But it's the meme. It's the most one with the most memes. Memes literally brought the game back to life. These Gen Zs knows exactly who it is.
Funny enough, memes were here's the funny thing: memes were actually a special focus of the story of Metal Gear Solid 2. Just a different kind of memes, like the literal memes, not internet memes, like actual memes, like the things we pass on to next generations. Again, I know a bit about Metal Gear Solid.
A bit.
It's again, I am a retarded I'm an autistic repository of useless fucking information. Is what I am. I know I vape and I know things. That's what it is.
Okay, I think we covered this one long enough. Let's get to the.
I ain't even get 2 words in, you bitch bastard.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, mister.
Don't please say that again. I need to hear just the fluidity that just rolled off your tongue.
It's a fucking dick. Go ahead, you babe.
I need to. No, I really do need to hear like the fluidity, the venom, and just like the ease of which those words left his mouth.
Come on.
All right, so I don't know if people know this, but Metal Gear Solid 3 is my favorite game of all time.
There we go.
So that being exclusive to the platform I don't play on the most, I'm going to staying on a very personal level.
Oh, that's bad. Oh,
I get that.
So
hold up, Jube.
Oh, you can put away your little violin. It's okay. I'm not gonna cry about it. Like I said, if it comes to pass and that's what it is, I'll be getting it. I don't want to, but I will.
So would you skip it on PlayStation?
No, just get it on PC. You know this shit's coming to PC.
I'm really curious. Would you skip it on PlayStation?
Will I skip it?
Yeah.
No.
How would you get it?
I'm gonna get it because I play games.
Gotcha.
I don't have much choice. If I want to play it, I'm gonna play it where it's available, even if it hurts. As far as the whole locking things down thing, I honestly think Xbox is getting overcharged to be able to do timed exclusives because they just don't have the market share compared to PlayStation. Like they have to pay in and compensate for the lack of missing sales for that, and they're always going to be doing that because
they have the money though.
The market leader, they have the money, but again, why? If we're gonna spend all this amount just to make a time exclusive, we might as well just fucking buy them, so we don't have to keep doing that. Like that is their entire thinking behind even trying to go out and buy it. It's like they can get nickel and dime to death, or they can just outright buy it and say fuck it.
But Microsoft didn't stand behind Bethesda. PlayStation did. PlayStation is the one that invested in Deathloop and Ghostwire Tokyo.
Okay,
Xbox
so they did.
Help build Bethesda.
Xbox helped build Bethesda with Morrowind. They literally put Bethesda on fucking console with Morrowind.
They put Bethesda on the map.
Listen, if Morrowind doesn't happen, we don't get Oblivion on console. We damn sure don't get Skyrim on console. All that shit stays on PC.
Okay, if that's the case, why did it decide to go to Microsoft for funding?
They did go to Microsoft for funding. That's why they got bought.
No. I'm
Yeah.
talking for Ghostwire Tokyo and Deathloop.
That's a good question. Again, that these
Probably
deals
because
happen
they were
behind
getting ready
closed
to
doors.
buy them.
Yeah, they're like,
Because the
you know what?
purchase and the release of those games aren't too far away.
It's like, why would I pay you for exclusivity and then just have to turn around and buy you? I had to double dip. I had to pay you twice. Why? I'm glad Sony helped fund those other things with Microsoft, and that's why they were like, yeah, y'all can go ahead and get those.
Hey, is
Um,
Deathloop on
You know,
Xbox yet?
The one thing.
Yes,
Oh,
it is.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
on
so this
Xbox.
one. Okay, so this doesn't count, and neither does this. Okay, 1, 2. Because I actually finally found a place that gives me all the a comprehensive list, near enough a comprehensive list of every single. No, it is a comprehensive list of all exclusives, both retail and digitally on all platforms. For some reason though, they've still got Deathloop and Ghostwire Tokyo as
And quick question about that:
exclusives.
does that mean not on Switch either, or what? What's
Okay, so here's the thing: they've got multiple criterias. They've got full exclusive games released exclusively on one console, platform exclusive game released exclusively on a single family of consoles, console exclusive game is released for a single console or a family of consoles in addition to PC. Timed exclusive, obviously, game is exclusive for a short period of time. Generation exclusive, game are exclusive to one console from a single generation of consoles. Peripheral exclusives, which I think is like VR. Yeah, it's VR and Kinect, and then added content. So
that's what I was going to say, actually, Jube, about the added content. Maybe if there's some sort of Game Pass deal after an exclusivity, all theoretic, you get added content, kind of like the Spiders DLC for Ghostwire Tokyo.
I mean, I would agree with you, but the fact that the Xbox version runs noticeably worse than the PlayStation version. I can't wait to get into that other conversation, that other topic we were about to have, so I can talk about that because I have an explanation for that too. I mean, as far as Metal Gear,
How
like
do
I
you
said,
explain that with this one?
when we get to the topic,
2.5 minutes.
we can talk about
2.5 minutes.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm trying to get through. I'm trying to land my plane here.
Okay.
Well, fucking grab that.
So, like I said,
land that plane.
With Metal Gear, if it's exclusive, oh well, I'm gonna get it. Don't care. Is it gonna hurt? Yeah, it is, but I'll get it. Castlevania, couldn't possibly care less. Last Castlevania I played was Symphony of the Night. Haven't touched shit else. Don't care. And Silent Hill, I haven't touched a Silent Hill game since PS2. So also don't care. They can have them. You know how I feel about horror games, so I truthfully do not give a shit if that game never comes.
Just give him spiders everywhere.
Fuck off.
Didn't you play Scorn and the other one, Medium?
I did play the Medium.
Both are horror.
Scorn's not really a horror game, and the Medium's more like a thriller game than a horror game. If we're being real,
No, it's a walking sim.
That too, but I'm like, it has like jump scares and shit. And there's like one main jump scare, and the rest of that shit it's not a horror game. That's why I could play it.
Gotcha.
Literally, getting the razor is the worst part of that damn game for me. But yeah, we can whoever needs to touch on this topic. Like I said, outside of Metal Gear, I really don't care about the other franchises at all. I'm good.
25, 26, 27.
I think we.
Okay, actually, hold on. So I got a comprehensive list right now. So as far as PlayStation, okay, so I mean, I'd need to do a direct breakdown of games that are obviously timed exclusive, full exclusive, timed exclusives that are already out, to timed exclusives that are to be out, like Guilty Gear Strive. No. Oh no, Guilty Gear Strive is now out for Xbox. Okay, so I have to lower that number.
I was playing that today.
Yeah. Because I might need, because again, this is all just off the top of my head. Xbox actually has more exclusives than PlayStation, with 28 to 26.
Oh.
And just the Xbox, not the PC.
This is so again. The exclusivity of this covers full exclusive, console exclusive. And looking at this list from what I found, because I'm looking at has anybody heard of Gematsu?
Gematsu? Oh yeah.
Gematsu. Yeah, Gematsu. That's where I'm getting the list. Yeah. So everybody knows the list I'm looking at. Yeah. So looking at the ones that I know have been released, like for that have come out of time exclusivity, like Deathloop, Ghostwire Tokyo, Guilty Gear Strive, removing those, PlayStation comes down to 26 with 28 on Xbox, because I don't believe and some of these haven't been released yet, because the medium isn't on PlayStation. Wait, no, the medium is on PlayStation. Why the hell is that actually set there? Okay,
Medium
so
is on
Now it
PlayStation.
is.
26 to 27 then. I don't know when the fuck they last updated this. This is kind of all fucks, but
Mhm.
Yeah,
yeah,
I
like,
would just go with
the Ascent,
what
Call of the
executives
Sea,
put
Echo
out.
Generation, Exo Mecha, Exo 1, The Gunk, Hello Neighbor 2, Orphan of the Machine, Fantasy Star 2,
Hello
New
Neighbor
Genesis.
2 isn't out yet.
They've got it on the list. Like, it's confirmed, apparently Xbox exclusive, or at least or full exclusive. Orphan of the Machine.
I'll say Halo number 2 is out.
Fantasy.
out?
Yeah, this is out. I'm about to say because I have it. I played the demo and everything. It came out December 6, 2022.
Yep. See?
I
Fantasy
can't download that shit on Game Pass, and it's supposed to be a Game Pass game.
Fantasy Star Online, New Genesis, Sable, Scorn, Second Extinction, Shredders, Song
I
of
don't think it's
Iron.
released on console.
Pardon?
So I don't think Hello Neighbor 2 is released on console, because I've been trying to download that for my son for like 2 months.
Really?
Mhm.
I'll look
Yeah,
into
like-
that.
Yeah, please look into that for me. But it is apparently set down as a console exclusive. Shredders, Song of Iron, Stalker 2. God, I hope that that is one game I'm hoping gets released soon because of all the bullshit that's
Stalker
happening.
2 isn't out yet.
Still, it is down as a console exclusive. Unexplored 2, The Wayfarer's Legacy, Warhammer 40k Dark Tide is a console exclusive to Xbox. As Dusk Falls, Avowed, Everwild, The Fall Corner, Fable, Forza Motorsport, Halo Infinite,
Yeah, a bunch of games that
Yeah, Halo Neighbor 2 is
come
out for on Xbox. Has came out. You can actually buy it physically, a physical copy and digital copy at Best Buy near you.
Okay. Been trying
Of Hello Neighbor. Nice.
Yeah, Martha is
Yep,
Dead.
Hello Neighbor 2.
Hellblade 2, State of Decay 3, and on the PlayStation side,
Did you just say Martha is Dead is exclusive?
it's down. It's down here
It's
from
on PlayStation now.
It's on PlayStation, bro. What do you mean?
See,
Yeah,
that's why I
Martha is
said
on
I need to.
PlayStation.
That's why I said I need to. Break
It came
down
out
the
first
list.
on PlayStation.
That's why I said I need to break down the list even more. That's what he's saying. Timed exclusive. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's why I need to break down the list. I'm just naming out the ones that they've listed.
Yeah, that's the game where you cut off your
Your
that
face.
person's
Yes, I'm
face
fully
and wear it.
aware of what that
Yeah.
game is. Like I said, I'm just reading the list. I said I hadn't done the full research into it because, again, I'm just giving you the numbers. So either way, then at that point, it's pretty much tied. Because we all know that, like I said, Deathloop, Ghostwire Tokyo came out on Xbox.
Is it really tied if most of those games that you're saying haven't even released yet?
Here is Spider-Man 2, which is on this list as well for PlayStation. You're gonna use that? Are you gonna
Yeah, I
have
wouldn't
that same energy?
Yes, I wouldn't count games that have not been actually realized.
That makes no sense. Deal or deal, whether released or not released. The fact is that deal or deal.
Well,
I'm gonna let you two argue this because
that,
I've made my point enough.
that would be the argument would be that Xbox has more exclusives coming. PlayStation currently has more exclusive games though. Currently,
I'm just gonna use this list as a basis and try and have a comprehensive list next
like
week. Then
as it stands right now, PlayStation has more exclusive content to its platform than Xbox does.
wait, that game isn't out. Oh, it is. Did not Project Athia come out? All right. Well, I think
Project what?
Project Athia.
Athia?
Yeah.
That's for smoking, bro.
Oh. Yeah, this list needs updating. This list needs updating. Jesus Christ, this.
It does. I don't like it's a non-starter conversation. This is something that's going to take you time to comb through the
like you
the
can
annals of
like you
history.
can literally
I have
what
the fucking patience.
Let's just move on.
Oh, we are. Like, finally, we're gonna move on.
Grand Blue Fantasy Remake.
This
It's coming
is gonna be fun.
2023.
This is gonna be fun. I am just going to give my piece, but we're going to be taking this topic by subject on this interview of Phil takes responsibility. So Phil Spencer was recently on a podcast where he was basically talking about the state of Xbox in a sense, as well as the reception and poor quality of Redfall. And this article is from Rock Paper Shotgun. As I read it out, remember these are their words, not mine, so anything that is said is on them. Redfall is currently mostly negative reviews on Steam, reflecting a co-op shooter that feels sparse, unsatisfying, and buggy for players. Our Ed is no fan either. In an interview with Kinda Funny earlier today, Xbox head Phil Spencer talked at length about Redfall's issues. I am upset myself, said Spencer, while defending the decision not to delay the game. I'll just say it all up, there's nothing that's more difficult for me than disappointing the Xbox community. I've been a part of it for a long time. I've obviously worked on Xbox, head of the business, have a lot of friends, got a lot of feedback, and just to watch the community lose confidence, be disappointed, I'm disappointed. Spencer, who looked throughout like a YouTuber in an apology video, god damn it, sorry, that broke me, did offer counters to some of the criticisms of decisions surrounding the Redfall. For example, on the subject of delaying the game to address the issues, Spencer argued that it wouldn't necessarily have helped in this particular case. When a game needs to be delayed, we did with Halo, we did with Starfield, we did with Redfall, because the production timeline is saying we had this vision and our production timelines don't get us to the completion of that vision. We do delay games, we do that, said Spencer. While acknowledging that Redfall has bugs, Spencer suggests the issues lie more on the delivery of the creative vision. If I think about the team's execution of the game, we had a creative vision, and did we realize the vision through the game we created? That's not a delay question. If the answer is no, this isn't Redfall specific conversation. I think it's a fundamental piece of feedback that we get, that the game isn't realizing the creative vision of it had for the players, said Spencer. That doesn't feel like a, hey, just delay it. It feels like a game had a goal to do one thing, and when players are actually playing, they're not feeling that thing. They're not feeling the creative execution of the team. Okay, I want to stop right there, and so we can address this first part, which I think is fair, because we're going to take this. We're going to take it by this approach for a couple of these paragraphs to also ease my eyes on the amount of white that I'm seeing. Right. I think he's absolutely talking out of his ass here, because the reason why is I don't think their vision was for the AI to have less spatial awareness than genome soldiers from Metal Gear Solid, where even if you're standing right in front of them, they don't know you're there. I don't think it was their creative execution to have vampires literally get stuck behind cardboard boxes and attack cardboard boxes instead of you. I don't think it was their creative vision for it to run at 30 frames per second, unless it was. This is Bethesda. I don't think it was their creative vision for the game to basically have all of the technical problems that it had, because a lot of these problems are not failures in execution, or people just not seeing the execution as he's saying. Like, the players are actually playing, they're not feeling that thing. They're not feeling the creative execution of the team. It has nothing to do with that. What people are asking for in this situation was they saw the amount of bugs that this game had. They saw that it was running at 30 frames per second. They're seeing that the AI is literally dumber than dog shit in some cases. They're seeing a world that is very sparse of enemies, where there are chances, and this is documented, chances where you can run from one side of the map to the other and not encounter a single fucking enemy. Unless these are all executive decisions for your vision of what the game is, then no, these are not creative decisions. These are bugs, and unless you're trying to live up to the Bethesda moniker of Bugfesda, these should not be your creative goals. These are delayable problems. These are things that should have been delayed. These are similar situations to what happened in some regard. Yeah, no, actually, I'll fucking say these are some of the same fucking problems that Cyberpunk had the issue with, and everybody fucking agreed that game should have been fucking delayed, because I guarantee you, a goddamn car, two cars spawning inside of each other and then flipping off into the goddamn sky like Rocket Man was not a creative vision. That is a bug. Jube, you have staunchly defended this game. You love this game. You think this game is a...
Did you say I staunchly defended a game? I said the shit...
Shut up about it.
I said the shit
This man gives 9 on 10 for this game. I want your opinion on what Phil...
How dare you lie on my good name?
Let me ask you this. What matters?
I'm busting Jube's balls. I'm done busting them. He can give us his real opinion on.
I want to
like
bust his balls right now.
No, you are fucking not. No, you are not.
Hold on.
No, you are being
no. Dante. Let him ask his question. You said Returnal or Redfall?
Oh, Redfall, yeah.
Bro, Returnal's a negative 6 out of 10 for me. That game will never be fucking good. I don't give a fuck how anybody feels about that. That game is garbage. It's 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 garbage.
Like I'm
You're
having an
so
argument
fucking brain dead. You're
It's garbage.
fucking jello water dick off.
I'll
Like,
take-
come on.
Guess what? Did I have
would
to...
rather play with dead, brain dead AI.
Did I have to start... Did I have to start the game entirely over some Jello water? No. Returnal was broke. Fuck that game.
Really?
It's trash.
How the fuck? How old are you? Did you forget what we used to play games like this?
Did you forget I spent $70 on a game that fucking broke?
No,
for me?
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
I'm putting my foot down and I'm interjecting right now. Omar, I will mute everybody just so I can interject this point, because this is a point that I feel really needs to be made. Okay? I'm sorry. This is a discussion I've had with a lot of people. I've had this discussion with Nappy. I've had this discussion with family. I've had this discussion with friends. I've had this discussion with fucking people in my stream. I've had this discussion with a lot of people. And I've come to the conclusion. A game should never be defended by its price point. It doesn't matter, at least to me, it doesn't matter if it costs $60, doesn't matter if it costs $70. It doesn't matter if it costs $1 on Game Pass. It doesn't matter if it's fucking free. Mediocrity and broken games should not be excused.
It shouldn't be. And that's why I don't excuse Returnal. The shit was broke for me. No. I lost 18 hours, bro. I'm never going back. That is $70 I literally wasted. I will never reinstall that fucking game. I don't give a fuck.
Brain dead AI. Like, how is
that is still more fun than having to redo damn near 20 hours of work. Just
bullshit.
because.
Just
because, bro.
No. That's a fucking bullshit. Because you compare, you don't even dare to compare the AI.
Hold up. It's not about. Here's the thing.
I am,
bro. I don't care about the AI in Returnal because I hate the game because I had to lose 20 hours. I will not sink any more time into that game. I'm done. I don't care what's patched. I don't care that it's fixed. I do not care. I'm never reinstalling that game. It was a waste of $70 for me that I will never get back, and I will never finish that game.
I'm not going to call you a hypocrite because the developers of Saints Row have asked people to give it a second chance after their recent overhaul.
I haven't played Saints Row, sir.
Neither have I, and that's why I said I didn't even give it a first chance. I'm not going to give it a second chance because I doubt that overhaul got rid of all of the crazy
much did you pay on
like the same people that feel that the same way Jubei feels about Eternal. There's millions of people that feel the same way about Cyberpunk. Like Cyberpunk has turned the corner But there's a lot of people who are unwilling to ever go back.
Yeah,
to
who
that
are burned.
game.
They're like, fuck that game. I don't
like,
care what improvements
like-
they make. Fuck that game, and that's okay. It's okay to feel that way. I'm jaded.
I'm just saying, Silverhand still does tease posing for me at the end of the game.
Trash.
I don't think he does for me. I haven't tried it in a while. But no, Jubei, you're not jaded. You just butthurt.
Yeah. Okay. Either way, I feel like I got fleeced for $70. So, and moving on.
How much
back
did you
to
pay
this,
for Redfall?
Again,
Game Pass.
no, Omar.
It doesn't matter how much I paid for it.
Yes, at this point, I'm sorry. There needs to be a fucking standardization here now.
And I will level with you. Had I spent $70 on Redfall, I would have been pissed about it too. Not to the extent of Eternal, because not to the extent. I'm not a hypocrite.
You
I'm not a
are.
hypocrite.
You
I'm
are.
not a hypocrite.
You absolutely are, because Redfall is 70. If you paid 70, you would have been right now eating the shit out of anger.
Nope.
That's how angry you would have been. But because it's
no, I wouldn't have been that angry, because guess what, bro? I wouldn't have been that angry because guess what? Redfall is playable. It didn't bork my save.
I'm gonna say,
and Xbox will give me a refund for that shit. And because I could have got a refund within the first 2 hours of playing that game if I really felt a way about it. Can't do that on PlayStation. As soon as you launch that bitch, it's a wrap. They're not giving you shit.
The price.
You don't get a chance.
The price should be irrelevant to how you feel against the game. If a game is a broken piece of shit, you need to feel that way.
Exactly. It's not about the $70. It's not about the $70. It's the fact that the shit is broke. The $70 is literally a bonus fuck you to me about the fact that I paid that for something that came out broke. And there's nothing they can do to fix it for me. There's absolutely nothing they can do to fix it for me.
Okay, what's your thought on his defense?
Wrap this up, because quite frankly, it doesn't matter.
Yep.
Here's where it is. Jubei said he don't like it. There is no convincing him otherwise. You're not.
Yeah,
gonna
exactly.
lie him
You
out of
can't,
it.
bro. You're gonna sit here and argue with yourself. I don't like it.
Like, yeah, like just move on from it. He don't gotta like it.
See, this is why I didn't want them to have this fucking conversation, because I knew we'd be losing.
Okay, let's move on.
Next time,
Let's move on.
There's a reason y'all unanimously elected me as your leader of the Phantom Thieves of Hearts. Shit, sorry.
No one elected you. Come on. Okay, let's move on. Genuinely.
Yes.
Okay. So
I'm
genuinely
your
curious
thoughts
about
on
your
what Phil
opinion.
Spencer said. You need me to
on
read
what he
Phil
said. So, just personally from playing the game, here's what I feel about it. They had ideas. This game does not know what it wants to be. It wants to be a looter shooter, but it's terrible at it. The loot is meh. It wants to be this pseudo. I can't even call it an immersive sim because there's immersive sim elements to it, but it's like they kind of dipped their toes into it and didn't fully commit. Like it's there's cute little things like if the sun is out, yes, the vampires aren't burned by them, but they're sleeping during the day. Like you will literally walk up to them and they're like in like shadowy areas, like sleep because the sun's up. Not that they can't go out in it. You know, you aggro them, they're gonna come after you. Of course, daylight or not, because they don't get burned by it. But like there's little things like that are like okay, like that's kind of cute, but it's not enough. The whole point of the game is it's fun. Like bugs notwithstanding, I keep finding myself picking it up and going back into it to try to do shit. And at the end, I might be. So when Phil was saying like, hey, like that wasn't their vision, like I can get parts of that, like, and I'll see why you think he'd be talking out of his ass, because like trying to explain away bugs as artistic intent is not okay. Because it's not. Like we know better than that. We all know better. Like AI is not artistic intent. That shit is a bug. Because like I said, sometimes it works, and when it works, it's fun. When it doesn't work, it's fucking hilarious. But I
got one question.
No, hold on. That was my main point though. Like that is the point where he's talking out of his ass. Like he said that when he said it's not because you're not getting the artistic execution, it's not a delayable, but everything you've just mentioned, except the cute stuff I'm on about, like the bugs and the fuck ups and the dumbass AI, like that to me is a delayable.
Yeah, that stuff is delayable. But here's the thing: delaying would not the design is flawed. It might have started in a good place, but like I said, this game does not know what it wants to be. So no amount of delays would have fixed that part.
No, but that's not the part though that has me hung up. It's again the brain dead AI. Like that is fixable. Like that's not.
It is fixable, but again, fixing the bro. If the AI is flawless, the rest of the game is still the rest of the game. Is what I'm telling you. It doesn't matter. The AI is just one part of a overall design. It's a flawed. It's a design flaw. The entire game is a design flaw with little bits of good things in it. And that's just what it is. It doesn't matter if they fix the AI. The rest of the game is still fucking flawed. The loot system is still fucked. That is a design. It's not bugged. It is working as intended. It's just not good. It's fucked.
That's fine, but the problem is his umbrella statement. He's umbrellaing the entire thing.
I mean, because you have to look at it as the entire thing. Like I say, you can fix AI with a delay, but again, they delay it 6 months. Oh, guess what? AI in 60 frames per second. The rest of the game is still the same. The rest of it would have failed on a design front.
Fine, but it's just flawed. As it did.
It would have. It absolutely would have. They would have found something else to nitpick about because on a design front, it's just not great. It's not even average. There are bad design things in this game. I literally struggled the first 3 hours of my playthrough trying to figure out how to fucking put pins and shit and navigate because they don't tell you shit.
So you think that's a nitpick?
I mean, I'm not saying it's a nitpick, but like I'm not trying to get in that conversation. Like what I'm saying is just fixing AI or just fixing these things, the technical issues, the game still would have been a fucking 60. And that is my honest opinion. Even if it ran flawlessly with no bugs and shit, it's still a 60 because the design is fucked. They tried to do too much. Like maybe their scope needed to be limited because as soon as you introduce more players into this game space, the world breaks. They don't throw more enemies at you with more people in your party. Like you literally break the game because you're playing it in co-op. That is a design flaw. That is not a bug. From a design perspective, they designed it to be co-op, but it doesn't have like it's not there. Like again, if I jump in this game with 3 friends, the difficulty goes absolutely out of the window. It doesn't matter what the fuck difficulty you play on. It doesn't matter. At this point, you're literally just every enemy in that game is an afterthought. Like it's like it comes down to what's the point? Like we're just in here fucking around having fun. Oh, let me do this. Oh, did you see that like fucking trick shot I just done on that thing? Like it just evolves into that. Like the immersive sim part that they were maybe trying to go for, completely null. Gone. Doesn't matter. The fact that only host gets story progress and everybody else has to go back and replay that shit within their own games, design flaw. That is not a bug. Like I'm literally playing solo to build up characters to play with other people.
They'll patch that out.
I hope they do, but again, from a design standpoint, that is how the game works. Only hosts get story progress, meaning you get all the items and shit experience. You go back to your game. You were wherever you were the last time you were playing
wrap up your point,
as a host or by yourself.
We've still got a bit more of this article to go through.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I get what he's saying, but this game is flawed on a design level. No amount of delay. You would have to scrap it. You would literally have to reboot this entire fucking game. That is not a delay. That is we're starting completely over.
Right, that's how it should have been.
Hold on, Nappy, go on. You seemed like you had something to say.
I'm sorry, he was trying to.
I only have one question for Jubei. You play Far Cry, right?
Yes.
What's the last Far Cry you played?
6.
Which AI do you think is better out of Far Cry 6 and Redfall?
They're both stupid. I play Far Cry with a sniper, so I don't really care about the AI. I pick everybody off from a distance.
Okay, yeah, I was trying to see which one was more stupider. So you don't care.
From what I've seen, I was aiming at some weird AI dude. He literally walks and jumps off a cliff, and I'm not talking like jump, like he swan dives off this cliff to his death. And I'm like, I wasn't even over there, bro. I was cross map, and you literally walk to a ledge. Redfall.
Oh, yeah.
He literally walks to a ledge and jumps off of it and dies, and I'm like, what? Like. Cool. Like I can't put a number on whatever the fuck that was, but AI like Far Cry. I know the AI is stupid. Like you're right in front of. I sniped you from right in front of you, and none of your friends saw a thing. Like it's a thing. It's covered up more in Far Cry. I will say that the AI is still stupid.
I'm about to say, I thought you couldn't get any worse than Far Cry AI.
It's slightly worse in parts, and some parts of it do remind me of Far Cry. So.
You gotta remember, Nappy, Deathloop does exist as well. So
Oh, and Deathloop's AI is god awful too. Like, I think it's just an arcane AI problem. Deathloop's AI is
Which is weird.
Apparently
Which is
they're
fucking
making
weird
use
because
of
the
two
AI in
different
Dishonored
IPs.
isn't that bad. The AI in Prey is actually really good. Like, those fuckers will hunt you down and then try and fucking hide in really smart places.
It took a step backwards. But go ahead and move on to somebody else's point because I want to get through this
Yeah,
interview.
snap it,
There's
go.
other things I need to talk about.
Overall, yeah, it's honestly just like really disappointing to see that like Phil Spencer is like out here on podcasts trying to talk about, oh, we didn't get the autistic vision. I mean, there was autistic vision with Anthem that flopped. There was this autistic vision with Night City with Gotham Knights that flopped. Like, there was an autistic vision with Wild Hearts. I didn't say that was just strictly performance issues, so I'll get that one to pass. Even though that was performance issues, but still. I'm just like tired of hearing about the vision was here, the game, but then it's like a mediocre ass game. And then they talk it up, and I'm just like, that's why like I didn't even care for Redfall. I kept even like for the past like month or 2 months, everyone's gonna talk about Redfall. I was like, yeah, if I probably get some friends to play with, I'll play with Redfall with friends. But other than that, I don't really have a drive to play Redfall at all. It's just, it looked mediocre, open world zombie shooter or something. I can just open up Gmod and make my own.
It's definitely not Left 4 Dead though. Like, so
no, Left 4 Dead,
it's literally just Far Cry with Borderlands cutscenes, but not as good as either of those two games. It literally fails at trying to emulate those two games.
It doesn't even have fucking Borderlands cutscenes. It somehow has Bayonetta cutscenes.
It does. It has the slideshow. What do you mean? You remember the first Borderlands? Where
at least some Borderlands cutscenes are live action. None of them are in Redfall.
The first Borderlands had some live action cutscene, but the ones with the dude talking to you, the fucking narrator, those were not live action. Those were slideshows.
No, but that's my point.
Those were still pictures that kind of moved, but weren't cutscenes.
But like I said, Borderlands had some. Redfall has none. It's like Bayonetta, but somehow they made it look less quality. I always hated fucking still cutscenes. They look so fucking cheap.
Yeah, it looks corny to me, but that's working as intended. That's what the fuck they wanted to do. So
all right,
I don't.
Go on, please.
Yeah, but overall, just wrapping everything up, like, yeah, it's not looking good. Redfall is a huge disappointment. I have friends that seen them play it; they were disappointed. I keep on seeing all the funny things about the AI. I thought people were kind of nitpicking, and maybe there was some good, but everyone keeps on saying the same thing. AI is stupid. That's why I come up with the question: which one's worse, Far Cry or Redfall's AI? Because I remember Redfall was trying to describe itself like Fallout, and I'm like, oh. Yeah, maybe not the best game to refer to, but I mean, it is what it is. Now, this is why you guys need to go on cdkeys.com and not spend $70. Like Jedi Survivor, I did not spend $70. I spent $50.
I spent way more than that on Jedi Survivor, and I haven't even played it.
Not sponsored. Not sponsored. All right.
Not sponsored, but yeah.
All right. Zero thoughts. At least on this section of the fucking interview.
I mean, I think Jubei covered it. Like, Phil answered two questions at once. He completely understood what the guy was really asking him, but he decided to sort of just cover it in an overall thing because it makes sense. This is because all my sort of following of Redfall is, the conversation isn't, well, if it just didn't suffer from these bugs, we got a good game here. It's just, the game isn't that good, period. It doesn't matter if you fixed every single bug and it ran absolutely perfectly. The game is still meh. It's like the opposite of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, where it's just like a game that runs absolutely trash, but I clearly see the vision, and if it just ran good, my god, would this be one of the greatest like Pokemon games to ever been created. This ain't it. It's the same thing that happened with Cyberpunk. You know, people were like, it don't work, blah, 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 but the people who got to play it, and it worked fine for them, they're like, this is something here. That does not seem to be the case for Redfall. There's nothing there. It just seems to be nothing there.
Yep. Cyberpunk was purely technical. Like the actual underlying, like the design of the game, there's great things there. Like it just, maybe overly ambitious in parts, especially for them old ass consoles.
Okay.
But yes,
Jubei, you gotta promise me you're not gonna fucking yell at this man again.
I'm not.
All right, Omar, you know.
It's just Returnal brings out evil in me.
I'm not gonna. Okay, so here's the thing. This game fundamentally broken. There is no artistic design when you look at the AI. You don't. Okay, I need to ask: Is this one? Is this the comment that Phil Spencer made that said, "I'm not gonna harbor. I'm not gonna. What do you call it? Stop creative. What do you call it? Quality of one, something like that."
I'm pretty sure we'll get there.
We'll get there, and I have points for that. So yeah, we're not there yet.
So, okay, thank you. Okay, with this one, the second they saw how the game is, it should have been crap. But here's what even worse. They did. No, I'm gonna get there when I get there. But other than that, it's a shame that they went and released this game. It really is. Because when it first was revealed, I was excited for it. I was genuinely interested. But can you, can Jubei, genuinely, we all here Borderlands fans, can you genuinely imagine a Borderlands, but with zombies? Not zombies, vampires, if it's done correctly. Would it not have been awesome?
It would be awesome, but I honestly feel like the co-op part of this game was thrown in later in dev.
Only the co-op? Like the looter shooter aspect as well. Like, how are you gonna have a rare gun, but you don't even get rare ability?
This game was supposed to be Dishonored with guns and vampires. That's what this game was supposed to be, and that is not what it is.
Yeah, no. Since when you
It wanted to be other things. It didn't need to be, I mean, hell, you can't even walk around with like a stake. Like I want to make. Like, and I
you know what? You know what this game is? This is an indie game masqueraded as a $70 game. That's what it is.
I just think Arcane put too much dip on their chip, and Microsoft let them. Like, wait, I can't wait to get further into this. Go ahead and give your points so we can move on to the next part of the game.
Yeah, Farrell, you got anything to say?
I would disagree with the sentiment that Microsoft let them. Like the game was already in development before.
We're gonna get to that.
Purchased.
I'll tell you why I feel that way, Pharaoh, and it'll make some sense. But we got to get there first.
But yeah, I mean, credit to Phil for taking responsibility on it. I mean, I think it'd be very poor taste if he came on and was like, yeah, I ain't have nothing to do with it. It's not my fault.
Yeah, he would have got blasted.
All he could do was take this out. All he could do was take this out.
Yeah. Well, that's not all he could do. He could have canceled being on that podcast and doing that interview altogether. And just
then how does that make?
No, they would have roasted the shit out of him if he did that.
No, because nobody would have known that he was that he canceled. I don't think.
No, those people they would have.
Parents would not have outed Phil Spencer for canceling the interview. No, he wouldn't.
It would have come out like months later, like, oh, he canceled.
Yeah,
it would have been a major talking point.
No, he could have just rescheduled. He could have just waited till the Steam, died down and like I'll do it next month after the Xbox showcase when we have better things to talk about. He could have easily have done that. So I'll give him credit for not ducking the smoke and deciding to publicly speak in the midst of dropping a poor release and really taking on the chin.
When the Steam dies down, I hate to break it to you, but on Steam it's looking at a 32%.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking at these reviews right now on Steam. It's not looking good. It's like all eyes are now on Starfield. Starfield, you can't fuck up now.
No, like we will get to that as well. All right, let me get to the second half of this this fucking interview. So yes, continue on. He said, but when I look at review scores of the game, did we have enough of a creative differentiation in our core idea? And did we realize the creative ambition? I think it's maybe a little simplistic to just say, hey, if you would have just delayed the game for 3 months, the core creative of the game would have been delivered on something that is different than what it was. Phil Spencer says he's a huge supporter of Arcane Austin and defends the decision to have the studio, best known for single-player immersive sims, develop a game seemingly so far out of their wheelhouse. Maybe that means I'll underdeliver for some of the fans out there. But when a team like Rare wants to do Sea of Thieves, when a team like Obsidian wants to do Grounded, when Tango wants to do Hi-Fi Rush, when everybody probably thought they were going to do The Evil Within 3, I want to give the team the creative platform to go and push their abilities, push their aspirations. Part of the issue, Spencer suggests, was that Redfall was already in development when Microsoft acquired Bethesda and its subsidiaries, and that they were too slow to offer the project's central support. We need to improve on engaging in games that are midway through production when they become part of Xbox, he said. And we didn't do a good job early on in engaging with Arcane Austin to really help them understand what it meant to be part of Xbox. Right, that whip. And part of a first party. And use some of our internal resources to help them and move along that journey even faster. Starfield, due to release in September, will be different because that game was early on in production and was easier for us to swarm a bunch of people to go and help with some of the technology on our platform and ensure it's going to ship a quality experience there, Spencer says. I also know these games are $70. I'm going to take responsibility for launching a game that needs to be great. There are still questions that pop every so often of how committed is the company to its catalog. When are we going to push Xbox out of the market? There's a lot of Twitter firing of Phil right now, which is fine. I'm way overpaid for the role I have anyway. I get that's my responsibility, but we will remain committed to the game and players as long as players have to go play games. That's my commitment to the community. I'm kind of at a low point right now in terms of my delivery on that commitment to the community, but it very much stays. I want to support the team. I want to support the creative ambitions of the team. I want to support the players. We have a lot of people down this week. We let a lot of people down this week at launch of the game, but we will continue to strive. You have to, right? That's what creative is about. Right, so I got some points on that one. So that's pretty much as I suspected. They were too slow because I've mentioned this before. That they did not give Arcane any support because they were busy with other endeavors. This whole Activision thing, I guarantee you that this was part of it because that's why they were probably slow to do it because all eyes were on trying to get that. But I guarantee you, this is going to kick some asses, and probably some calls are being made that possibly some Microsoft people are going to have semi-permanent residence at Bethesda right now to keep an eye on a lot of these games because they've underdelivered. The stain is there, and as it's mentioned before, like that Bethesda stain is now there again on Xbox because Xbox. Because I said that before. If Kofi was here, I'm pretty sure he'd agree with me with how much he loves Bethesda. Xbox needed to make sure that stink of Bethesda was taken off of Bethesda when they purchased them. They failed to do that, and now they're really going to have to commit to doing that because if they don't. A lot of eyes are going to be cast over, mainly questioning, the fuck are you doing? Like, what the fuck are you doing over there? Like, it's cool to give them creative freedom. But here's the thing. You can't put, in my opinion, Hi-Fi Rush on the same level as Redfall. Hi-Fi Rush was a much smaller game with a clearer vision. And also I don't want to say it had more talent behind it, but it had a clearer vision of what it wanted to be, and it was a much smaller than Redfall. Like, I'm sure if we look at file sizes, it's probably like a tenth of the fucking size.
Yeah,
you cannot.
You're right.
Yeah, you cannot compare those two. Those are two completely different things. Grounded, in my opinion, again, can't blame it either, because you can't say the same either. Same with Sea of Thieves. You can't do it. Maybe with Sea of Thieves, there's a bit more of an argument to be made given technology, because still somehow that game has some of the best water in fucking video games right now.
It does. Sea of Thieves had really good legs. It had really good legs from jump. It just didn't have content.
That's the problem.
That was the only
thing they got right was the water.
It worked. Yeah, it worked.
They got the water right.
It functioned. It just didn't have.
Yeah, the game was trash, but the water was always beautiful.
Exactly.
It first came out.
Skybox. You know what? I'll give them that. No, the environments were always good, because the skyboxes in that game have always been gorgeous. The night sky.
It's always been a pretty game. It just was trash at first. It was barren, I should say.
But again, but that's the thing. Both of those games started out as barren games anyway. Like Grounded probably less so, but both of them started out as barren games that were built on top of over time. Like these are not, in my opinion, these are not equal comparisons. They are not.
Those are barren games with good bones, though. Like
Redfall was something that was meant to be released as a full game with its legs, with its organs, with its central nervous system, with everything. With Grounded and Sea of Thieves, the original intention with those games was to put out the skeleton and basically continue adding the body parts to the body over time. Redfall,
and everything we baited with Sea of Thieves, that's exactly what we got when that game launched. Like there was no ifs, ands, or buts about it. That was the experience we got. Just didn't have the content.
I would somewhat disagree only off of I think it was the first gameplay showing of it with the narration where they were going underwater. They were going through this island. It's like they made it seem like it was a lot more whimsical than it ended up being. Like now it's really like that. Like now from that gameplay they originally showed, it's more like that now than it was when it came out. I would say that was the only time that they misled us. With Grounded, I have no argument, because they really did straight up turn around and say, "This is what we've got. We're building on top of this. We're basically playing."
Yeah, they did say.
We're basically playing with Legos.
I remember Sea of Thieves. Basically, they told us you're going to build this game with us. Like
I can
this
show.
Kind of barren.
No. Like there is a specific. I think Jube. Do you know which one I'm talking about? Because it had that narration. There was 4 players on the ship. They go to the island.
Actually, I think Phil was playing it. Actually,
I think Phil was playing it. Actually, yeah, like that.
He was playing with a couple other people from Rare and stuff, and they were looking around for like a chest on the island, and they were doing some exploring that didn't make it into that is in there now though.
No, that's
it's
my
there.
Point. That's my point. Like I'm just saying that's the only instance where I can turn around and say that it lied to us. Grounded, there is no argument, because they really did show us like this is all we've got right now, but we plan on building it. Again, Hi-Fi Rush, smaller fucking game. These are not comparative fucking things. They're not. Like they are absolutely goddamn not.
So what about No Man's Sky, for example? I mean, No Man's Sky started off as
No Man's Sky started off as an entire lie, bro. Yes, that whole game was a lie.
You think Redfall can't pull off a
No.
Oh, sorry.
No.
Think it can?
No. Redfall does not have the skeleton to pull it off. Like here's the thing: No Man's Sky launched as a Sea of Thieves like. What I mean is, like, yes, they lied to us. It was supposed to have all of this, but the skeleton of the skeleton was there for them to build off of, to build that promise of what they said to us, like what Sea of Thieves did. And No Man's Sky actually fucking succeeded. The problem is right now we're looking with Redfall, in my opinion, we're looking at a body comprised of all the body parts God threw away in the fucking recycling bin.
Yeah.
There's nothing to improve. There is
like I said, it was dead in the water from a design standpoint. Somebody on the creative side needed to get in there and rein that shit in, and it didn't happen.
Nobody did that. But Microsoft dropped the ball. I'm sure calls are being made that now there are people with damn near permanent residence from Microsoft at Bethesda now to ensure that things go forward, because Microsoft cannot allow Starfield to launch in
At all.
No, yeah, cancel the game. It's over. Not at all.
Yep.
No, they
Yep.
cancel Starfield. That would be really bad.
No, I'm fucking with what Jubei said. But yeah, they cannot. It cannot come out in any state near like Fallout 4.
Can I say something?
Hold on, we're gonna get to points. We're gonna get to points, but I think no, like that's the next point. Jubei, you had some thought. You actually had some thoughts specifically on this, so I'm going to you first.
Yeah, I did. I look at it like from what they said, it's like, oh, so Microsoft didn't like allocate them help in a timely fashion. It's like they were kind of letting them do their own thing until they couldn't. And I think that the problem with that probably comes from I'm going to blame the creator. I'm going to blame the management for that the project manager for that, for you being at Microsoft and you not going to ask questions. You know what I mean? Like what I think was they could have gotten some help with this, but they're like, oh no, we can do it. And Microsoft's like, well, we did say we're going to let y'all do y'all after we acquired y'all. So go ahead. And now with them having fallen on their face, because I don't know if you remember what used to be the big mark against Microsoft was they were really hands-on with things, like how Fable Legends is no longer a thing because of, meddling from the top, just being involved way too much in the process, not letting them kind of like, oh yeah, we got to have microtransactions, we got to make this weird shit, just being an overlord about things that they didn't need to be. This is going to allow them to say, hey, like, we'll give you a leash, but you fuck up, now we're going to be hands-on. Sorry, like you don't get the privilege of not having us up your ass about things now, because we let you do your own thing and this is what we got. We let Tango do their own thing and we got a banger out of it. So like obviously that approach can work if the right management and the right team is in place, but I hope Microsoft realizes this isn't that, like, sometimes you have to get your hands dirty too. Like, I know your whole premise is like, even when they got like Double Fine and stuff, like, yeah, let them make their game or whatever, just give them their budget. But I mean, we got a good game out of that too. Psychonauts 2 was good. This is going to allow them to be hands-on and not like be overbearing about it. It's like, we'll let you do your own thing until you can't. And now if we have to get involved, now we're really going to see what you got going on. Because if you fuck that up, like there's a whole another problem that we're going to be talking about. And then we'll be talking about layoffs and changes in management and things like that. Like I love the whole creative push. Like nobody, I'm pretty sure people at Ninja Theory, they're getting help because they probably needed it, but they're still doing their thing with the whole motion capture thing. And I'm pretty sure Hellblade's budget's kind of ridiculous with what they're putting into or trying to put into that game. It's ridiculous. The tech there is crazy.
But they actually like mapped out parts of Iceland and shit like that.
I somewhat disagree, and the reason why is it would not surprise me if they have bought that tech. Like, if they're not renting it, like the motion capture stuff, like they own that stuff. So that does actually cut down.
Yeah, but where did that money had to come from?
Oh, obviously it
Didn't
came
come
from
from Ninja
Microsoft,
Theory.
but my point is it cuts down on that stuff. It cuts down on budget once you own it, because at that point, the only thing you're paying is the electricity bill. You're not paying rent.
Yeah, you're right. But still, like you somebody at that team had to be like, hey, Microsoft, we want to do this. We need the resources to do this, this, and this. You know what I mean? Somebody at the top in that studio has to come out and say that. I don't think that happened.
You got to hire someone who actually is versed in that equipment that they're asking for.
Yeah, I think the whole Redfall situation just came down to
like if you
just a poorly managed project.
There's a Ninja Theory studio video showing you like how the studio, how much it's grown. They sunk a ton of money in Ninja Theory.
Yeah, they have, and I think we're gonna get a decent payoff for it. I just like, even when the whole Bethesda thing happened, like they were like, hey, they're gonna be semi-independent. Like Bethesda still published Redfall. Like it doesn't say Xbox Game Studios anywhere in that game. It says Bethesda. It says Arcane. It doesn't say Xbox though. We know who really owns that, but it's like you don't see Xbox games, nothing anywhere in that game. So it's like
Pete Hines is the guy that is. Yeah, he runs all that.
Yeah, but it's like we let you try to run, you fell on your face. Now we got to help you up. So what I'm expecting is this is an outlier. That means Starfield, like just based off of this, Starfield should be okay. Now, not okay as an average, but like I think we'll get a better product because of that. Especially if they're getting the. Go ahead.
Okay, no, I was going to ask 2 questions. I'll pertain the first question off of what you just said. What if it isn't then? What do you think the result of that?
Oh no! If it isn't, they're in trouble because you can't come out and say
I don't think
Xbox. You can't come out and say they have the full power of a complete and operational Microsoft behind them, and that game comes out of rails.
It would be my assumption that the moment that $7 billion check cleared, like Microsoft people were working with Bethesda people on Starfield.
Okay, now
like that's like the number 1 priority.
Okay, right. Well, again, I'll have your PC gamer card on standby then, Jube, because I'm holding your feet to your fire on that one.
That's fine. I'm ready. But go ahead.
Other question is, what do you because again, I want people to touch on both those points. The other one being Phil's comparison between Hi-Fi Rush, Sea of Thieves, and Grounded to Redfall.
Again, like you said, you can't really compare those games, but what I can see is that's kind of a commitment to maybe, fixing, because they already owe us DLC. They can't just kill it. We'd be talking refunds at this point if they killed it, because some of us got bite back content that we're due. So we're still due 2 characters and some other shit.
Okay.
They can't just be like murder the game, like it's a flop, kill it, because they owe us some money.
No, I never said kill. I would never say kill it. My whole thing with it, and the thing I will agree with him is it's nice that Xbox seemingly has taken this approach of letting these studios be creative and create new IPs. Yeah. I will agree. I actually do appreciate that stance of Xbox. Like that is a good approach to take. The problem is there needs to be a certain level of realism in this. Like again, like there's a difference between saying, "Oh, we're letting them be creative, so we let them do Sea of Thieves." Okay, Sea of Thieves is literally a game that felt complete. Like I would say, at least maybe like a year ago, and that's after 4 years of being out. Grounded feels now complete, and that's after how many years being out?
It was in early access. It was not out. It was in early access to start. So.
I'm not getting early into access. I'm not getting into that fucking debate.
It's still out. Early access is still out.
Nappy. You were never here, but I got into a screaming match with these motherfuckers about that. But my point is like in Hi-Fi Rush, like that's a smaller game, and in a sense, when Sea of Thieves and Grounded came out, they were smaller games. Like in terms of scale, size, like with Sea of Thieves, it might have looked big, but like in the detail, it wasn't. What was in that world, it was
like
small.
we got 4 enemies. Yeah, we got 4 enemies. We got 2 ships. Like we got a couple of variations of the same island that are just shaped different.
Like these are 3 small games that don't require a lot of oversight, because I guarantee you not a lot of resources went into Sea of Thieves when it first came out, when Grounded first came out, when they made Hi-Fi Rush. Redfall was a game that required multiple delays, and I guarantee you a rather a AAA budget. Like it's at that point when you say, you want to be that creative, Rare, Obsidian, and Tango Gameworks. Okay, we're not gonna give much oversight. We'll be here maybe 2-3 months from release and see how it's coming along. Obsidian, Arcane, you want to be that creative. You want to be AAA creative. Okay, we'll be here every 3 fucking months to see how things are progressing. Like there is a difference in that.
Yeah, and I think
control. That's what they're talking about.
Not just quality of control, just to ensure that whatever they're making, they can actually be delivered upon.
That's quality of control. Sorry.
It's extremes. Microsoft is way too hands on. Now there's some instances of them being way too hands off. They need to find the balance of what works while still keeping the creativity of their team.
I disagree.
Because
those extremes can work dependent on the situation. In the case of Rare and Sea of Thieves, they could have been hands off. Like they could have been hands off is what I'm getting at. They could have come back like 3 months from release or something and checked how it's coming along. With something like Redfall, which is a AAA game coming out at $70, that's something you need to be more hands-on with. Like the
I mean,
work.
you can tell how hands-on they are based on the marketing. You remember, Sea of Thieves was marketed the hell out of. They had a controller come out at launch. You know what I mean? Like,
oh yeah,
Redfall did too. But like, we got like a week of Redfall marketing versus Sea of Thieves. The rollout for that game was not small.
Now, I'm going to play devil's advocate here and bring up the difference in marketing given when Sea of Thieves came out and when Redfall came out, given the fact that we're now in a post-COVID world.
Even Grounded had better marketing than fucking Redfall.
Grounded
I told you.
Was pre-COVID, wasn't it?
No.
Grounded officially released, I think, like 2 years ago.
Well, what
So yeah, that was like
I'm not.
But it was in early access, like on the tail end of the 1X, something like that. Yeah. Oh, let's find out.
Okay.
Nappy, are you muted? You're okay.
Yeah, I muted myself. But
his mouth's moving.
But yeah,
early access 2020, official release 2022. So again,
yeah. So that's a COVID. That's a COVID game.
Mine and Nappy's response would be 2022 is when it came out.
That's definitely a COVID game.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna say because if it's a COVID game, then doesn't mean that the rest of this year is just nothing but a bunch of AAA COVID games.
Oh, by the way,
when
I'm talking about, I'm not saying that it's a COVID game. I'm talking about like the difference in if you look at the difference in marketing pre and post COVID, there is a difference between how companies do market games these days.
Like I said, Grounded was still marketed heavy 2021 and 22.
Like
they were behind it, bro. Like they were like, yo.
Again, I'm not.
Isn't it called a COVID game?
No, what I'm saying is, Grounded's what I'm trying to get at is Grounded's push is like Redfall's. I'd say they got equal pushing, but it was just done differently to how Sea of Thieves was done, because when Sea of Thieves came out, it was like all of the E3s. And when it was close to release, we was getting billboards, we were getting the whole 9 yards. Now we don't get that for games these days. It's a lot of digital advertising now. That's what Grounded got. That's what Redfall got. So
okay, so is Redfall a COVID game? So I understand.
Redfall is absolutely is a no. Again, you're mistaking what I'm saying, Omar. I'm not saying that Redfall is a COVID game. I'm saying that the marketing
is COVID.
is post-COVID. Because there is a difference between how companies marketed games pre and post-COVID. Like they were inching their way towards more digital marketing and less billboards and E3 and stuff like that. But COVID pretty much made everyone have to fucking hit the accelerator right into just pretty much full digital marketing at this point.
Okay. Yeah.
That's more what I'm getting at.
Okay. Gotcha.
All right. Well, Nappy, your thoughts. I want to move on to you now.
Well, it's a lot. Overall, I got to say, like with Microsoft not being on Bethesda, they were just buying studios and let them do whatever the hell they want. This is the repercussions for not doubling down on the management team of Bethesda and let them do whatever the hell they want. You get a crappy game for $70 that a lot of people are complaining about. Even on Game Pass, people are still very upset. For what they need to do in the future, I mean, honestly, like they need to have a really, really tight leash on Bethesda from this point forward. And honestly, like work on the the management team and restructuring of Bethesda, because honestly, I think at this point, like this shows that you can't just throw money at a problem and expect for it to fix itself. It actually needs time, love, and care, and Bethesda seriously needs it, especially the way how Redfall came out and all the crazy stories that have been going on. As far as like with Starfield, I mean, yeah, this is definitely now all eyes are going to be on Starfield. I really do hope that game comes out very well. I mean, I'm pretty sure Microsoft's going to do everything they can to make sure that game doesn't fail, because if that game fails, that's it. Xbox is pretty much dead in water for the rest of the year. But Redfall, as far as I haven't played the game. I'm just listening to what Jubei say. Jubei, if it's really does not have any bone structures whatsoever and can't be saved, because I mean, if No Man's Skies didn't have good bone structure, I'd play that game.
No, Nappy, you're misconstruing. No, it has the bones. The Redfall is the complete body. The problem is it's a deformed, leper-filled body. Like there's no saving it. It's a dying body already. There's no saving it.
So it's just dead.
Yeah, they brought in
It's dead on arrival.
They have Coalition trying to fix the game, but Coalition doesn't really do those types.
Oh, wait, man! I thought I want my new Gears, man. I thought, man. Okay,
Yeah,
well,
Coalition doesn't really do those type of games.
How you gonna have Coalition trying to fix it if you say your hands off? Like he literally said, we have Coalition and the other studio went there. I listened. I listened to it.
Oh,
Go ahead.
God.
Studios help each other all the time.
Yeah, I mean they do help each other, but
yeah, I know, but where is the Coalition? Shouldn't the Coalition have reported back to Microsoft that look what the shit
they're helping now.
No, they're helping now.
Now?
Yeah, they're helping now, not when the game was being made. They're helping now. This way, damn it!
I said if you listen to the interview,
I listened.
You would hear. You didn't hear the context on which he said that they're helping now, like not they co-developed the game.
Just a Dante editorial. I rather die than let Coalition anywhere near my fucking game.
Wait, I will say this: a Hive Busters for Gears 5 was actually good.
That was not Coalition.
You got to admit that was not Coalition.
That was another team that works on Hive Busters, I believe. Give me a minute.
That's why they love it, because it's not Coalition.
And the other thing is, Hive Busters was what Gears should have fucking been from like Gears 5. It should have been a fucking straightforward game, and they had less time and they had a shorter game to work on. I'll check. Continue on with your point. My apologies.
Yeah, sure, no problem. But I mean, if the game is really that dead on arrival, that's very unfortunate. I mean, I will hope they prove everyone wrong. I mean, I really do hope, because I want Jubei to be like, this game is great. Somehow that it came from the depths of hell, like how Kratos crawled out of hell, death himself. He said, "Fuck that shit," and so that way Jubei can one shot everyone, because he's clearly putting hours into this game. It's like. But overall, yeah, Bethesda, like, you need better management. Microsoft, Phil, like, you need to be on Bethesda's ass from now on. Maybe stop worrying less about buying studios and worry more about managing the current studios you have. I mean, I still want the Activision deal to go through, just because Sony has put a time exclusive on Final Fantasy 16. That's the only reason why. That's the only reason why I wanted to go through.
I had to talk about 16, eh? It's 18 left.
I'm sorry. I'm so salty about that. I gotta wait till fucking Christmas. Salty. I gotta wait till fucking Christmas about that. So yes, I want the Activision deal.
But then when Christmas hits, you'll have 2 Final Fantasies instead of 1. You'll have 2.
I mean, yeah, but still. Everyone went through the story and everything, and I would just been experiencing the story.
Mm-hmm.
But during family time, so I got to show my family. I can't show my family on Christmas time for a week. But back to the point, Microsoft, get on Bethesda's ass and about their management team. Get their shit together, and do not fuck up Starfield. Because that's it. If you fuck up Starfield, Xbox, you officially have lost this year.
Yep. Same problem that Halo Infinite had is the Redfall problem, and it starts at the top.
Hey, I've been saying it for the longest.
Well, again, top of the studio. I'm not talking about
Yeah.
top of.
No.
top-
Top management. No. I'll
Yeah,
go into it.
you know how I hated Bonnie Ross and shit. Like seeing her departure literally warmed a very large piece of my heart.
I wouldn't have guessed. I thought you loved the woman. All right, Zero, your thoughts?
Catch everything, everybody. Like I certainly, I always push back against the idea of Bethesda, but I think what's going to happen, what is happening, and it's a Microsoft thing, Bethesda thing, if you being like, I think a little unfairly, like transferred onto Microsoft as a whole, because regardless of like, feel about Bethesda, how you want to talk about them, the games do very well. Call them all types of names, they're out here winning still. So clearly, the audience that likes Bethesda games don't have a problem with Bethesda, if you will. So I never understand what the sticking point is. Like the games do immensely well.
Yeah, the fact that 76 is still kicking around is proof of your
So
statement.
what exactly are we talking about? But I do think it is important for Xbox, Phil, to find whatever group they need with each of their studios, figure out how that works. Some folks can work independently and do their own thing. Some folks probably need constant eyesight. Some folks need a little bit of half or a little bit of less than each of that. It's good that Phil's like he's the figurehead, so he will always sort of take responsibility on the big stage. But internally, like whoever is a part of those management teams, we really need to start looking at them, seeing what are they doing, what's happening. Because Phil can't do it all. Like, he can't be watching every studio. That just simply
Yeah, he has to delegate. He has to delegate for sure.
that's what a good boss does. You delegate to people to do the job for you. Otherwise, then I would be director of, he would be director of that and not of Xbox. So I think he just needs to figure out wherever that little mesh is that like gels right for each one. Hopefully, Starfield is good. I don't think Starfield will break Xbox. It will probably throw away the rest of this year unless they give me my 50 games. And
Oh my
Hellblade is pretty solid. Like Hellblade could be the only thing that could save it if Starfield is. I can't imagine it'd be bad as Redfall. But if it's,
I mean,
it just doesn't. No, it doesn't need to be as bad as Redfall. It just can't be Fallout 4
or 76.
or Fallout 76 more specific. No. Yeah, Fallout 76 maybe, but it cannot be Fallout 4. It cannot be mediocre.
I think outside eyes care more about Starfield than actual Xbox gamers. I think Xbox gamers care more about Hellblade. So if Hellblade 2 comes out this year, I think, Starfield is automatically the B game.
I would agree with that, but that's contingent on if it comes out this year.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Which,
If Hellblade comes out this year.
It better comes out this year.
That's come out in the next
by the way,
16 months for sure.
By the way, Zero, there's something I need to correct you on, and I'm gonna bring in my friend Nappy here because he has been a PC guy pretty much all your life, right?
By about half of it.
Yeah. So the thing is the Bugfest moniker has never isn't really associated with anybody but Bethesda GameWorks. Every other studio under them has been spared that label. Like Tango Gameworks never got that label. id Software never got that label. Machine Games never got that label. Arcane never got that label. It was always Bethesda GameWorks because it's always been Bethesda GameWorks issue. That's what when people are referring to Bugfesta, they're either using it in a just joking term, or they're meaning literally Bethesda GameWorks, like Skyrim, Oblivion, Fallout. Like they're meaning that studio.
Really understandable. I will not at all change my position on it because that studio still makes games that sell very well and that people like.
See, that's kind of.
Listen, I get it. I believe me, I do. but the end results speak for themselves. We can talk about what should be. That's perfectly fine. I agree with that. But we can't ignore what the reality is. Reality is these games do well.
I must say, Fallout 76, you know, GameStop had to get rid of those. They were giving free copies of Fallout 76 when you purchased Fallout 76.
Yeah, I hear you. I'm not.
I must say, that did not sell very well. The fact that they're giving the games away and throwing it in the trash.
But the fact that Fallout 76 is still alive today.
That's because
where say something like Anthem died, where Outriders flat out disappeared.
Hey, there's a small community for Outriders.
Right. But here's the problem. It seems as though there's a bigger community for Fallout 76.
That's because with Fallout 76, like, they put out some... Because going back to the Bones idea of, like, going back to the whole idea of, like, Sea of Thieves and stuff like that, like, Bethesda put out some really deformed-ass Bones when they bought that game out. Like, they lost... And I'm not joking here. I think they lost like 76% of their player base within 2-3 weeks. Like, they lost a substantial player base. And it wasn't until they did what people wanted that people started coming back. Like, it has a fraction of what it does now, still. I'll even look up the Steam numbers to give you an idea. But I can give you the exact point when people started going back to give Fallout 76 another chance, because at that point Fallout 76 was being sold for like $10, and that's when they bought out the Wastelanders DLC.
The point why doesn't matter. To me it's irrelevant because
but it is relevant because it died. Like, for all intents and purposes, it died. It got resuscitated.
No, Anthem died. Anthem is gone. It died.
Yeah, Anthem is gone, even with some bright spots. EA could have went in and fixed it. I was excited for about 2.0.
EA could have fixed it. They did.
I was ready for 2.0, and they did. They opted out.
A dead game is a dead game, not metaphorically dead. Actually dead.
No, and Fallout 76, if Wastelanders had failed, would have been dead.
Once again, we're talking about possibilities. I'm not talking about possibilities and what things should be. I'm talking about what things are. Right now, Fallout 76 is alive. It doesn't matter how it got to stay alive. It got to stay alive. There are other games that did not get to stay alive.
7,000 players.
Yeah, I got like 5K players right now.
But right now, in the last 11 minutes, 7,000 in the last 24 hours. All-time peak was 32,000.
Yeah.
Like,
Anthem
also,
had
by the way, the other thing, Anthem.
To get a second chance.
Here's the thing: the other thing that saved Fallout 76 as well, because if they hadn't done this, it was Fallout first. Like
the human.
No, not just humans. Fallout first. That gave that they bought that out as a necessity for capital to keep that game going.
What's Fallout First?
Fallout First is a paid subscription for that game, where basically the people, I guarantee you, probably about 80% of the people who play on Fallout 76 now all have that, and that's what's keeping that game going.
Oh yeah, that little custom server bullshit because they don't want us to mod it in.
Yeah.
Even though modders have made the same thing for free.
Yep.
Exactly. Once again, but still, Fallout 76, still I rise. You know what we won't probably ever see again? A concrete genie.
Oof. Okay, don't bring that up. You'll upset Omar.
I'm just saying. Yeah, I'm not throwing stones. I'm just saying.
I never played concrete genie.
Whatever. Yeah, as far as Bethesda, they made Fallout 76 work somehow. They seem to know something because
concrete genie.
Going back to your
the same shit over again.
Going to your original point though. Like, going back to your original point, though, and Nappy bought this up to begin with, Fallout 76 didn't sell well. Like, it didn't. Like, yeah, it's still alive, but it didn't sell well. Those are facts. It didn't.
Oh, then pick one of the other games that they have.
Fallout 4 didn't sell well.
Then 3, or Skyrim. or Oblivion.
Skyrim's their highest selling game, and like we all know
That's
why
because
that
they
is.
regurgitate that game. They regurgitate that.
Again, I hear you. I'm not trying to go back and forth here. I'm not like trying to.
Oh, I apologize. No, Fallout 4 did actually sell well. 13 million copies. My apologies. Fallout
I'm not
3
trying to
didn't.
make a house.
I stood in line for Fallout 4.
Yeah,
When
like
was
I'm
it?
just saying, you can call them Bethesda. That's perfectly fine. Did it stop Fallout 4 from selling well? No. Did it stop Fallout 76 from still existing to this day? No. That's all that is. That end of statement. Like there is nothing else to really go behind it, and like it's true. Like I don't know how else to say it. And if Elder Scrolls 6 comes out, and it's
Oh, I'm not
awesome,
arguing
and
the
if Fallout
point.
5
Listen,
comes out,
I'm not.
is it
I
awesome?
don't know why you're thinking I'm arguing the point that their games don't sell well. The only one I said that didn't sell well was 76. I'm just telling you the reason why they're called Bethesda is a warranted and honestly deserved name given what they did. I was never arguing sales with you.
Correct. And as we started with this, as I said, that does not change my original statement.
And I wasn't arguing your original statement.
Cool. Next person.
All right,
Well, I
thank
say
you.
he basically was saying that Bethesda
The Bethesda name
really-
is warranted given like the problems that their games
okay.
consistently have, but never. But that never.
basically-
But it doesn't matter because they have not
I
been
never
severely punished for it.
I never, for fuck's sake, stop twisting my words, y'all. I never said that it affected sales or that it mattered. I'm saying that the name was warranted. That's why people use the term Bethesda when they're talking about a Bethesda Games Work game.
Okay.
Fuck, Omar.
Okay, let's start, shall we? First of all, when this man said this game is $70, and we hear you, I'm like, no, clearly you didn't. Because if you heard them, you wouldn't have allowed it to be $70. Look, quality control, I've always harped on it. And at the end of the day, can we all sit here and believe that Phil Spencer doesn't play every single game before it gets released from Xbox?
Be my dream job, but honestly,
said that?
I don't think he does.
I would call him an
You
absolute
don't think
idiot.
it's
Who's to say that the devs did not give him a curated taste?
No,
Let's be real.
no way.
Plays almost half the
No
game
way,
comes
no way. Because he literally came up
I mean,
and said,
again, I still find it funny that everybody that got flown out to try that game were singing high praises of it until this bitch actually came out. So, what the fuck were they playing? And what the fuck were they playing in that room?
Who
hey,
was
and then
playing that
later
game
come
is a
out
better
and
question.
admitting that they played it on. What was it? Are we gonna talk about this? Oh, go
Well, why
ahead.
does it matter
I
if he
would very
plays-
much like you, Omar, to pull a Red Squadron and stay on target. Of what
Okay,
we're talking
fine.
about.
Why does
Look,
it matter if he plays every game or not?
because if he played it and then he knew that it was fucked up, then he shouldn't have allowed it to be released like that. Even worse, the fact that he allowed it to be released for $70, it's fucking insanity. Let me give you a few examples. The first one would be Shuei Ishida. When he went to Santa Monica, they saw the bill for God of War. They told them, scrap it, start over. That's what the fucking leadership should do. Next point. This is during PlayStation with the
They did it with Days Gone?
Hold on. Yeah, they didn't do that with Days Gone, but also when you're the market leader, when you're the market leader, you can afford to scrap shit because you're the market leader.
Guys.
They did
Man,
it multiple times. They've gone it not even on the level of Fallout 7 what we call it, Redfall. Like we're absolutely not going there. They've gone doesn't have brain dead AI. It also doesn't have empty walls. Like now.
It didn't meet the expectations.
It didn't load well in certain areas. It had frame drop of the wazoo. I absolutely agree with you. Sometimes Dante had some fun.
Wait, hold up. Did you just
calling.
turn around and say that Days Gone didn't have loading screens in certain areas, or did?
No, it did. I said
Okay.
it didn't. No. I said it didn't load certain areas. as in the the asset. It took a while before the asset loaded.
Not
in.
even a while, bitch. I fell through that map.
Oh yeah, that's what I said. I
got shot into the sky. I fucking floated, and I got sent through the map.
Sometimes Dante wanted to free fall and have without a parachute, so he added a switch. That's his problem. No, I didn't talk though. The reason why I'm saying this is this. Yes, you can name Days Gone, but after Days Gone, which game?
I can name Gran Turismo. That didn't release well.
I never played Gran Turismo, so I can't talk about that. I have no idea what it have.
I mean, you know the Gran Turismo community was not happy when Gran Turismo launched, even if you didn't play it.
I have no idea what Gran Turismo is like.
We did a whole topic on it, so you knew it had issues.
It did have issues.
You didn't play Redfall.
Them PS2 trees, bro.
Like, two people talking to one person.
I'm saying you haven't played Redfall, but you know all of its
no,
issues.
I haven't played Redfall, but I have watched three people play Redfall.
Okay.
But my thing is, I was actually interested in Redfall. But I never had any interest in Gran Turismo. So everything about Redfall, I was excited about it. Except when I saw the actual end product. Going back to it, taking point, KOTOR. We heard it. PlayStation went in with Disney to the KOTOR development studio that they're working on. They saw that build. They said, delay that shit. It got delayed indefinitely. For PlayStation in the middle of the whole ABK situation. So why can't PlayStation...
I mean, both companies do that.
No. Why can't PlayStation do it, but Microsoft can't? That's what my biggest
Microsoft didn't do it with Scalebound. Microsoft didn't do that with Scalebound.
Scalebound. They didn't do it with other games.
Why you gonna make me cry? Why you gonna make me cry at what could have been?
So here's my thing. Like I understand that Redfall dropped that Redfall is a flop, but we're not gonna paint one company is perfect and one company is
no. I will absolutely do that. I absolutely do that because there is a little game.
Hold on.
There is a little game.
Caliente. Just so you know, if you two were gonna argue, I'm going to count this towards both of your time.
Okay.
I'm not arguing, but I'm just saying you're not gonna count one as perfect and one as flawed when you can point out.
Okay, so I'm gonna name you another game. There's a little game called.
If you name a game, I can name a game. It's no point in doing that. That's my point.
There's a little game called Destruction All-Stars. It was first gonna be released for $60. PlayStation saw
it was gonna be released for $70. It was gonna be released for $70.
Okay, $70. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
PlayStation saw how bad it was, so they did. They released it on PlayStation Plus, and the rest.
No. That's not what happened. They didn't see how bad it was going to be. The pre-orders were non-existent for the game.
Yeah.
So they pulled it off the store completely because nobody was pre-ordering it, and then they made it free on PlayStation Plus. It wasn't that they thought the game was going to be horrible. It wasn't selling. There were no pre-order numbers for it. Because you can look up the stories behind it.
Taking point. They removed it, and it wasn't finished. It wasn't finished.
Because it wasn't selling. It was finished. It released finished.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. Do you have any idea how they kept patching that shit up, adding stuff? Like
they kept patching Returnal up. It was finished when they released though.
The difference is with Returnal, it never added anything new into it. But with this one, they added new mode. They added new cards. They added new.
Returnal has new modes. It has modes.
Yeah, it's called a DLC. Returnal have a DLC. I know it because I finished it. It's a DLC. Downloadable content. There's a difference between a DLC and a new mode that you're literally doing it for a free game. Like,
No, it does have DLC, but it also does that DLC came with a new mode, right?
See, there are actually free kinds of DLC. Sorry, there are free types of downloadable. I just like to point out to everybody, there are free updates which are more traditional amongst live service games where you get it for free and, you know, most likely has a battle pass a la Call of Duty. There is, which, you know, that's what Redfall got. It got a update. It got updated. A DLC, a downloadable content, is something you can opt out of actually getting.
I really believe
Can you opt out of getting those new modes in Returnal?
No,
you
you
what?
can't. Just like you can't opt out of the shit that they added to Sifu either. It's part of the game now. It's not optional. It's part of the game.
Like Call of
what?
Duty's map packs are
Returnal, you
DLC.
don't need. I don't think. Let me remember. I don't.
The modes are there. Whether you want to play them or not, they exist.
If anything,
Returnal DLC is
okay, you want a
free.
good example of modern day DLC? Mercenaries.
Returnal DLC is free.
But it doesn't matter if you can opt in and out of it. Like, do you download it separately? Can you opt out of it, or does it download immediately with the game with a bunch of bug fixes? Because at that point, it's an update, not downloadable content. Downloadable content is something like, at least on PC, I'm not entirely sure about console, but Mercenaries for Resident Evil 4, like that's something you have to download separately. That's something you can opt out of. That is downloadable content. Doesn't matter whether it's free or not. I can opt out of it.
Yeah, DLC. You choose to download.
Choose not to update. Was that like a cop out?
That's a cop out because again, a lot of these updates come with bug fixes and hot fixes. Like they intentionally put it in there with those hot fixes. Like it's meant to update the game with those modes alongside those hot fixes. Like it's all part of a complete package. If they wanted you to opt out of it, they could have set it as a separate thing for you to download on the store.
Just been completely separate. I got you. All right.
Like you know what? Ghost of Tsushima's multiplayer. That's an update. That's not downloadable content. That was something they added to the game.
That's
like
a paid DLC.
Oh, there you go. That's a paid DLC. You can opt out of buying that DLC.
Oh no, that later became paid DLC, but beforehand was a free DLC. But that was an entire different.
Okay, that was
download.
Legends, right? That was Legends, right?
Yeah, Legend is an entire different download.
Yeah, exactly. That's a DLC. That's something you can opt out of.
Wait, so Borderlands DLC are not DLC?
Wait, which DLC?
Any DLC.
You have to buy them. You have to buy them and install them. But there's some people that'll play Borderlands and never do that.
And there is also a difference because the problem is like things like Borderlands 3 and Borderlands 2. The only versions of the game you can get are the ones with all of the DLC.
Wait, what?
Okay. Taking point. I really believe Microsoft should have made Redfall $20 and cut their losses with this one. If they have done so, they would have.
He said $20. No. You did not mishear him. He said they should have made this game $20.
Hey, it's better than $70.
I mean, again, I'm not arguing the point. I'm just reiterating what you said to everybody. Is that you said $20?
Yeah. I said $20. I could have either said free, but I'm not gonna do that. I really believe it should have been 20. If you're not gonna charge something 70 for this,
but again, going back to an original point, I said price tag doesn't matter. Like it doesn't matter if it was free, $20 or $70. Like if it's bad, broken, or anything, how much you paid should not influence your opinion of that game. If it's fucked, it's fucked. It's like original fucking it's like what was that? No, it wasn't Final Fantasy 14. There was another fucking MMO like game that came out really fucking awfully. I want to say it's Warframe.
No, Warframe is doing good.
No. I'm talking about the original release. Like there was an MMO out there that was free. The original release of it was it was garbage, and then they overhauled it. And then they overhauled it like a motherfucker.
Warframe.
All right.
Wait, that can't. No, I was about to say because I played Warframe since 2013.
When it first came out,
game
it was free.
I think Warframe.
It was free with the PS4. Like, when you got the PS4, it was free content.
It was free.
Wait,
you know what? Actually, you know what? There
on
is
the console
there is
side?
another example of it.
Yeah.
There is another example of it, of a game that came out, of an MMO that came out for free, that was bad at launch, but overall got better. But still, shouldn't have dictated like the quality at launch, and that was DC Universe. Like, yes, I mean, I think it's still around actually, but like when that game came out,
just got new DLC for it. Good on DC Universe.
yeah, like that game right now, fantastic. When it came out, fucking hot, was bad, real bad.
My issue is with this game is it's an indie game pretending to be a AAA game. That's the biggest issue with this game. When you don't have cutscenes, when you don't have good AI, when your visuals are like that, when your gameplay mechanics are not up
The
to
visuals aren't even bad. It's just shit don't load in right. It's an engine problem. No, there are some pretty decent looking things, like when the lighting's right and the trees are hidden. It doesn't matter. Like I said, it's not
when you are next gen going in next gen. And
it would look better if majority of the textures actually
Right,
loaded.
I
Like,
am killing your
that's definitely a
time,
bug.
Omar. Mate, whatever point you gotta make it in the next 10 fucking seconds.
I'm done.
Woo!
Good. Pharaoh, you got anything?
No, I don't really. I forgot the damn
Thank
topic.
you. Moving on. All right.
Damn topic.
All right.
Ramble so long.
Aside from my goddamn you Omar and Jube rambled on so long. I'm starting to get an appreciation for the patience FC had at points. Anyway,
You got the gavel, bro. Control that shit.
How about
you know what? I'm gonna buy an actual fucking gavel. I'm gonna buy an actual fucking gavel for this shit.
Real talk. How about we skip the rest for next
There is
week?
no rest of it. We're done. Like that
What?
was it.
Wait, hold the fuck up. Wait, are you for real? Are you not gonna comment about how he said making amazing games? I'm not gonna dictate.
Okay.
And you're not gonna talk about
real quick.
Wait a fucking minute. No. Are you not gonna talk about
I just want to say.
how they had a mock
handling the
review?
gavel.
2
I am
minutes.
handling the gavel. I am handling the gavel right now. I am fucking muting ball for you right now. Okay, we will get onto this, but we're going to be cordial. We're going to get our points out because clearly this is something that both Jube and Omar want to talk about. But we're going to do it cordially. So Omar,
we need a timer. That's what we need.
Yeah.
Let's get a clock out.
Yeah, I have the clock out. Jube, you're gonna have 5 minutes. Omar's gonna have 5 minutes, and then you're gonna have fucking 10 minutes to yell at each other for all I goddamn care. I am now unmuting you at cordially. I'm using that gavel now. Okay, Jube, you have 5 minutes. You may proceed.
Okay.
Go ahead,
Okay.
Jube.
Actually, no. Let him have his point. Because I only need 2
Omar,
minutes.
okay.
Let give him his 5 minutes.
Omar, you got 5 minutes. Go.
Okay, so he actually said we did a mock review and that game scored in 80. He said double digits. I'm like, in what reality? Which reviewer did you give the game to for them to literally score it in the 80? That's number one. Number two, he said that we are third place even if we create amazing games. That's not gonna push in consoles. I'm like, yes, it does. Have you heard of a generation called PlayStation 3? It says hi to you. The second one is when he said that we're not in here in this whatchamacallit, in this out console Nintendo and Sony. No, you do not, because you literally said console sales don't matter. So why are you complaining about that, if that's the case? Yet you want people, and this was actually a key point. He said even if Starfield is 11 out of 10, it's not gonna make people sell their PlayStation and buy an Xbox. But you don't care about console sales. Why would you even say something like that? And also, why would you even want that? Why not have them buy an Xbox? So a whole lot of stuff that Phil Spencer said that sadly we didn't get to it. It's to the point where I'm like, Phil Spencer, I know the whole thing. We hear you, we listen to you and all that stuff. But I'm like, when you say that uh, making amazing games is not gonna push in console, or dictate or making them go up in market share, that's where someone should have taken his mic away from him and told him, "Hey, the Nintendo Wii U says hi to you. The PlayStation 3 say hi to you. The Nintendo Switch says absolutely hi to you. How they went from Wii U to Switch. How they went from PlayStation 3 to actually dominate. Not dominate, but like build an entire library of games. Amazing games. And that was self-console. Mind you, people didn't sell their their Xbox to get a PlayStation 3. No, they just got a PlayStation 3 next to their Xbox. And what happened then other the generation for PlayStation 4? People went in and bought a PlayStation 4 ahead of Xbox. Because what? They knew what were they getting with the exclusivity title. And that's what Microsoft is lacking, and that's what Phil Spencer don't see.
You know
That's
that
it.
Xbox
Wait,
launched
Pharaoh.
Let him land his plane, bro. We just being quiet.
Not just that. I don't want him part of this right now.
I thought he landed. I thought he was done.
Yeah, I'm done.
I was gonna ask him if he's done. I'm actually gonna use this gavel. So Omar is done. Okay. So before we move on to Jubei, Pharaoh, you had a point you wanted to ask. Go ahead.
I was asking if he knew that Xbox One launched with a lot more exclusives than PlayStation did. It was just horrible messaging on the actual what the console was that killed Xbox, not games. Because they launched with a really good lineup.
Was it an amazing game?
I'm looking at
Yeah, they had a really strong lineup.
I'm looking it up right now. While I look this up, because I know one of them was Dead Rising 4, which wasn't actually amazing. Three. Sorry, my apologies. 3 wasn't all that amazing, but I will give it credit that it's not at least Dead Rising 4. All right, Jubei.
Rise, Forza.
Go ahead, Jubei.
Yeah. So, I mean, in regards to that launch, Xbox didn't fail because of lack of games. They actually had PlayStation launched with indies, bro. They did not have a solid launch lineup. They were cheaper and had the stronger system. Exclusives and lineup had nothing to do with it because PlayStation's lineup did not get good until like 2015. So it wasn't that. It definitely was not that.
How about PlayStation 3?
Same thing.
PlayStation 3 had
Xbox 360 launched better than PlayStation 3 did.
No, I'm not talking about launch. I'm not talking about launch titles. There is a misunderstanding. I'm talking strictly about building your catalog with amazing games.
And again, one of them launched with better games than the other one, and it didn't fucking matter. It didn't matter. They had the most
amazing games.
They killed themselves on price. Like, it's deeper than just the library. Let me get into my point. So, what he said, he's like, it doesn't matter what they build, it won't push the needle. And on a lot of levels, that is true. The last gen, everybody built their libraries. Xbox is always going to be relegated as a secondary console, if that. It's never going to be anybody's. It's not going to be a majority's de facto like first console, because other people are too invested in other ecosystems that were more successful last gen. Nobody is going to be like, man, I got all these PlayStation games. Next gen, like we're past the phase where every gen was a fresh start. You know what I mean? Like we're at the point where we have a library of games that hypothetically should continue with us ad nauseum until server shit and other shit starts happening. But nobody's gonna look at Xbox next gen when the Series Z and the PS6 are out, and they're gonna be like, you know what? I'm gonna leave all them old ass PlayStation games behind, and all the games I've spent all this money on that are still gonna carry over. I'm gonna jump to Xbox. It does not matter what they build. That is never going to happen. And they know this. They 100% know this because guess the next most likely secondary console is gonna be a Switch. They're always gonna be in third place if we're looking at it from a console sales perspective. Hence why they've been pushing subs, subscription services, Game Pass, like a market that isn't already like controlled by Nintendo or Sony. It's new territory because neither of them are doing anything like that. They already know they can't compete on the hardware front. It doesn't matter unless the Series X is like $300 fucking to the PlayStation's $500. So like that, those are the kind of lengths that they would have to go to be able to get out of third place from a sales perspective. Are they? I mean, when you align it with the 360, are they still selling well? Yeah, I mean, technically speaking, it took the 360 quite a bit to get to. I mean, to get to kind of close where the series series is. Like, it is outselling the 360 at this point, so we can't really call it a failure. But they know it's a losing battle. Like, Starfield can come out, can be great. That does not mean people are going to go out and buy Xboxes. Why? Because they're putting all their games on PC also. Like, you're also forgetting that fact. It doesn't matter because all of their games are always going to be available on PC. Nobody needs to buy an Xbox. So if they know that,
didn't they?
Again, they intentionally did that, knowing that they wanted to push like subscription services and shit.
So why is he crying about console sales then? Not hitting.
He didn't cry about it. He literally was asked a question and he said it doesn't matter what we do. Console sales we're never gonna be number one in console sales. He just came out and said it. They're not.
Yeah, but he shot himself in the foot. Again, you don't need a console. You own a PC.
It doesn't matter because he shot himself in the foot because guess what? The Xbox One gen already happened. It already happened. They
shoot yourself in the foot. They value software sale over hardware sale.
They did, and last gen further cemented that because it's like they dug themselves into such a hole that they can't compete that way. They lost the digital library race. They lost it. It's over. I guess
the best example I could give you, Omar, is there was a time period where iPod was the thing and iTunes was the thing before streaming like really took over. Microsoft released a product called Zune. Zune was actually a much better MP3 player.
It was,
and I missed the Zune.
I missed my Zune service so much.
and its subscription service was much better than anything that iTunes was offering at the time. But people had already built up their libraries and had gotten accustomed to the iPod software and hardware. So nobody switched, and the Zune died. But the Zune is way better. Yes, but until streaming took over, until like streaming really took over. Because back then, when the iPod was a thing, you were still buying your music, for the most part. So it didn't matter that the Zune was better, and they even gave you free albums every month as long as you subscribe for $9.99. Like, it was an amazing.
Yep. It was.
It didn't matter.
It was. I missed it.
It didn't matter.
You forgot about access to the HD radio on the Zune HD. Like, you could literally live stream actual radio.
Reminiscing.
I know.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that's the example. Like, PlayStation is the iPod, Xbox is the Zune, but they found a way to survive being Zune.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what they, like I said, every game from here on out could be 80 mid to high 80, 90 Metacritic. It's not going to move the needle as far as sales. It doesn't matter.
It will sell I do disagree. It will sell consoles, but
it'll sell consoles, but it's not going to push them out of third place, is what I'm saying. Like, they're not just going to magically outsell PlayStation. It's not going to happen.
They're not going to.
If we let's just move on. You're sleepy.
Yes, I am. I still stand by my thing that dependent on how many numbers when they finally launch the mobile version of it for TVs and mobiles and shit like that, I still think it's up in the air if not this generation, the next generation is the last generation for Xbox making consoles, because them moving towards a streaming platform opens the doors for them to make even more goddamn money, because not only will they have them on maybe put out a peripheral like maybe put out like a peripheral or something like that, but being on all mobile devices, being on TVs, and then working a deal, especially if they can start building a catalog with these studios they've bought, they'll have a back catalog that would absolutely sustain them, especially if they keep adding to that catalog, if they start going on different platforms like fucking, again, hypothetical, I'm speaking out of my ass, I will admit, but like Xbox Live on PlayStation, Switch, mobile phones, TVs, PCs, like that would put them in a position of fucking absolute power. Even without needing to make consoles, that would put them in first place in being basically the Netflix of gaming, which they've said they wanted to be. Because Netflix, they don't have a single platform. They're on all platforms.
I tweeted this out. Sony or Nintendo would have to royally fuck something up. I'm talking Wii U, PS3 levels of failure. Like, I don't think that that's going to happen again. That is literally the only way that they will ever get out of third place. Like, the competition has to torpedo themselves into the floor.
No, I do somewhat agree with that, especially with the Wii U comparison there, because that royal fucked up. No, but what I'm saying is like a generation or two, Xbox would have a back catalog of games that they could easily launch themselves as a streaming exclusive service on a multitude of platforms.
Cloud has to improve for that, though.
No,
you still need hardware.
Not just that, but keep Game Pass as it is right now, where you can buy games off of Game Pass, like it is on PC and like it is already on Xbox, just on a multitude of platforms that can sustain that. Hence why I mentioned maybe Xbox brings out a peripheral that can do that, but again, this is the thing where cloud gaming mainly comes in. But like I said, a generation or two, like that's what, like, depending on how fucking long this generation goes, that's like looking like fucking 15 years, dude. I mean, fuck sake,
I was gonna say, like, Omar, I would assume you have over like 500 games in your PlayStation library from PlayStation 3 till now. Most of them have carried over, and I would assume that I don't care how many 90s Xbox drops, you're not abandoning that library. And I think, and that was the point he was making.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was saying. It doesn't matter. Like, you're not going to give up all of that just because Xbox is doing well. It's going to be relegated to a secondary console, and if it's going to be relegated to a secondary console anyway, they need to find a new space to.
I mean, it can become your primary console because you're more concerned with primary games, but you're still most likely not going to abandon your primary.
Like I said, Sony or Nintendo would literally have to do something like catastrophic to themselves. That's the only way.
All right, guys, outros, because we're at 3.5 fucking hours. Jubei, you're already maximized on screen. Give me your outro first.
Here, you can find me at Jubei X Sensei on gaming platforms, Jubei Sensei everywhere else. I need to get into Ravenlock. I need to get back to Redfall at some point. I need to finish Fallen Order so I can get on to Jedi Survivor. Hopefully I'll get a couple of patches before that happens, so I don't have any crazy issues and I don't have to be upset. I will catch y'all next week.
Hey, it's your boy Farrell. You can find me on Twitter at Farrell Bizarre and anywhere you like to watch streamers at the Land of Farrell.
All right, this is your boy Nappy Sensei. You can find me on YouTube. Just type in Nappy Sensei. I'm going to finish up the controller review for the Victrix BFG controller. And I got other controllers that I'm currently working on reviewing as well, such as this new Big Vic 1 Blitz controller. So yeah, just stay tuned, and I'll see you guys next Monday.
You can find me Carbon Koshab on Twitter and Great Player every Saturday, 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Shout out to the crew and hit that like button.
Boy, guys, has it been an adventure? You can certainly find me 386 or 0.exe everywhere. But far more importantly, look for us, the Vitamin G Podcast, pretty much where you listen to all of your favorite podcasts, Google, Spotify, YouTube. Like, comment, and subscribe. Always, thank you so much for listening. You didn't have to, but you did, and you stuck with us too for about 3 and so hours. We appreciate that. Look forward to seeing you next time.
Yes. And remember to keep it gaming. Okay, we're out of here. Peace.
I'm on the outside looking in, and I wanna be back on the inside. I don't wanna be left on the outside, all alone.
Vitamin J, got what you need. Vitamin J, got what you need.
All alone.